Only 4 teams have survived the World League season and advanced to the next round. The high-scoring Orlando Thunder. The defensive-minded European champions from Barcelona. Sacramento won the divisional war and advanced from the West.
Catch, baby, great catch!
And the only team to have beaten the other 3, the Birmingham Fire. Now it's playoff time, and the Fire, despite its victories over the other contenders, advanced as the wildcard team. Their ground control offense is powered by running back Elroy Harris. The Thunder enter the playoffs as the league's Eastern Division champions. Their high-powered, wide-open offense is led by quarterback Scott Mitchell, whose future lies with the Miami Dolphins. His favorite target is Redskins property Joe Howard Johnson, who has tallied 5 touchdowns on the year. It's the World League playoffs, the Birmingham Fire and the Orlando Thunder next on USA. In the heart of rapidly growing Central Florida, Orlando has become an international tourist attraction. And tonight, Orlando excited because the World League playoffs have come to town. And yes, there are Thunder fanatics who will be easily seen tonight in their fluorescent lime green shirts. It's the World League playoffs, the Orlando Thunder hosting the Birmingham Fire. Last year, Birmingham blew Orlando away. 2 weeks ago, these teams met again in Birmingham, and the Fire escaped with a narrow 1-point victory. 10 Orlando turnovers punctuating the prior 2 meetings between these teams. And welcome, everybody, to USA's coverage of the World League playoffs. I'm Ted Robinson. Of course, these are 2 teams that really come to this game in different ways. Birmingham has 15 starters back from last year when they also made the World League playoffs. Stability and continuity led to a successful season. Orlando rehauled their team completely from last year, and they wound up with the best regular season record in the league at 8-2. And it's a pleasure to be alongside John Robinson again for this playoff game tonight. And John, 2 teams that got here in very different ways.
Yeah, their philosophy of offense and their philosophy of how to win is very different. Orlando wants to rely on their quarterback, Scott Mitchell. They'll spread everybody out and let Scott attack with the short passing game. Birmingham has to defend that short passing game, come up and tackle those receivers. Birmingham, on the other hand, they want to play the old-fashioned way, play defense well and run the ball well. If they can get their runners, Harris and Bell, running effectively, that's their way to win the game.
It's amazing. Orlando has not made many mistakes this year. The fewest sacks, fewest interceptions in the league against a Birmingham defense that likes the big play.
All that stuff's great, but now it's playoff time. Now it's the clutch, and strange things happen. Some people rise to the occasion, others fall by the wayside. It's going to be an exciting game.
And the Orlando Thunder hope that their biggest home crowd of the year will spur them on. It's playoff action in the World League, and we'll have it for you on USA in just a moment.
This year, the Lake Edna Players present the Wild West Review. Tonight, director Lauren Clark tried to motivate her cast of cowboys with new KFC Honey Barbecue Chicken.
Fried chicken glazed in a special sauce with a touch of honey.
The chicken was unbelievable, as were a few of the performances. Try the 2-piece Honey Barbecue Roundup meal, just $2.99, or the 8-piece meal, just $9.99 for a limited time in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
This is not what you want in a shave. Now you've got the edge. This is the shave with 6 rich lubricants. This is the shave that reduces irritation. This is the shave. For less irritation, you've got the Edge. Edge, proud sponsor of the NBA Most Valuable Player Award.
A 6-year-old in her first two-wheeler. My favorite kind of customer. But no sooner do they take off her training wheels than someone takes off with her bike. So her father calls the police, and then Citibank Visa. Well, the bike never turns up, but it turns out Citibank has a program that replaces it free. I see what Citibank does for their customers. That's why I became one.
Not just Visa, Citibank Visa.
The World League playoffs on USA are being brought to you by Kentucky Fried Chicken. Nobody's cooking like today's KFC. By Edge Shaving Gel. For less irritation, you've got the Edge. And by Budweiser, the king of beers. With that clean, crisp, bold taste. Nothing beats a Bud.
Also with us tonight, the inimitable Michael Barkan. He's standing by right now with the World League Coach of the Year, Galen Hall.
That's right. We're going to find out what this Coach of the Year is going to do. You've got a wide-open type of offense, and Birmingham plays a more conservative-style game. How are you going to offset? How are you going to win this game?
Well, we cannot allow them to control the football on us. Our defense has got to stop the running game. We cannot turn the ball over when our offense has it. We turned it over 3 times 2 weeks ago up there, and they beat us. So we got to play better in offense, and we got to stop their running game. Since you clinched the division, you've had 2 wins squeaked out and 1 loss. I guess they'll be a little bit more motivated tonight? Yes, they are. They know what this game means, and they're ready to play. You know, you got your 20th reunion at Penn State. This guy's an old Penn State quarterback. You got your 20th reunion next week. What happens if you're in the World Bowl? Well, I'd rather be in Canada. All right, there you go. Ted?
All right, there's the man that Galen Hall hopes will take him there. Lefty Scott Mitchell from Utah, who was quoted in the Miami Herald yesterday, John. Rather bold statement. He said, if I'm not the number 2 quarterback for the Miami Dolphins this year, I want out.
Well, I think sometimes 24-year-olds make those kind of statements, and he's had a great year. This has been a great experience for him. I think he has a lot of promise, and I'm sure Don Shula feels great about what he's accomplished this year with Orlando.
And on the other side, it's a different story. This is a veteran, Mike Norseth, who's bounced around a lot of NFL camps. He has played a grand total of 4 minutes in an NFL game in his career, but he has done a nice job simply winning in Birmingham.
Yeah, he has, and they don't have good numbers in the passing game, but they make key plays in the passing game to keep drives alive. They try to run the football when they get down in close, and he's been a good leader for them.
Chan Gailey, the Birmingham coach, longtime assistant and offensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos. And Chan Gailey really believes in the togetherness, which is an often abused term in sports, but his team really personifies that. They have so many players back from last year, and you watch them practice, John, you see they really are a team.
Yeah, and they rely on the team concept to win. Everything about their idea of winning is not based on 1 or 2 stars. It's based on everybody pulling together.
Philip Doyle is the kicker for Birmingham, and he'll just knock a line drive deep into the end zone. Grantis Bell will down it there. And the Orlando Thunder will take over from the 20-yard line. And if your color and tint dials are not working on your TV, well, you'll know them tonight because the fluorescent lime green uniform should show up brightly on your screen. Scott Mitchell, lowest interception percentage in the World League this year. And in the short passing game at a high percentage. One of the 2 running backs, either Roger Vick or Darryl Clack, both NFL vets, will be there at all times. Joe Howard Johnson is the leading receiver. And a good offensive line. Rick Cunningham, former Indianapolis Colt, anchors it on the left side. And here's a reverse give to Joe Howard Johnson, and he has a lot of room. Now a little wrinkle by Orlando on the first play, and Arthur Hunter finally brings down Joe Howard Johnson after 21 yards. Here's the 3-man front for Birmingham. Tony Bowick starting at the nose instead of the injured Darrell Phillips. John Brantley was an all-World League selection this week. And so was John Miller in the secondary, but Arthur Hunter in the secondary will wear helmet cam tonight. And the Thunder going up there with the no-huddle attack.
Well, the Thunder are coming out attacking.
Ball start, number 73, 5 yards, still first down.
That was Kevin Allen, the former #1 draft pick of the Philadelphia Eagles, who moved quickly, and that cost Orlando 5.
Joe.
You can see here they've got 5 receivers out. There's nobody in the backfield with Scott Mitchell. He's going to get lonely there.
But they're only rushed 3. And the quick hitter is complete, but a very short gain. Joe Howard Johnson on the catch. And Anthony Hinton, linebacker for Birmingham, makes the tackle.
That's what Birmingham has to do. They have to tackle the receivers in their tracks in that short passing game.
See Scott Mitchell pausing, looking at the wristband. That has all the plays for Orlando. Stevenson gives straight ahead, and Darryl Clack spins out across the 45. Oh, good game by Clack. Picks up 8 and will leave Orlando at 3rd down and 5.
Here we get a look at the helmet cam. The safety man, Art Hunter, has to come up and make this tackle. You get a look at it from his standpoint. Art Hunter felt that one, and so did Clack.
Out of the gun, 3rd and 5, and that's a catch for a first down. First down reception by Willie Davis, Central Arkansas. 8 yards and a first for Orlando. Of course, you Word League veterans know that Orlando calls the plays in strictly by number. And then Scott Mitchell will look on his wristband, which all the offensive players will, and determine the play. He pulls Birmingham off. They've got a free down here. Shuttle to Joe Howard Johnson. And the play will gain almost 5.
Well, they'll take the penalty because they'll get the 5 yards and the down over again. You can see just how dynamic this offense is. They've got a group of plays kind of rehearsed, I think, for their first series of downs, and they're coming after you.
Okay.
And Birmingham just has to kind of ride it out.
Offside, left defensive end, 5 yards from the previous spot, still first down.
Otis Moore, although Pelham McDaniels on the other side was also in the zone. So that cost Birmingham 5. It'll be 1st and 5 here at the 41-yard line of Birmingham. Now a 4-man rush, and a pass incomplete. Intended for Grantis Bell, and the coverage by Tracy Sanders.
That time, Birmingham kind of played a man-to-man. Everybody just picked a guy and covered him. Watch, you see the replay here. It's just straight man-to-man coverage. It's harder to complete short passes than man-to-man because your receiver has to be running at full speed, running away from the defender.
Opposite!
Green!
Now they hand it off straight ahead to Darryl Clack, former 1,000-yard runner at Arizona State. 3 years the Dallas Cowboys.
No, let's go.
Want to go reverse?
Yeah. Red. What's the number? Be left 19. Okay, give me left. Yeah, I got you. Hold on.
What do you want?
I want to go left reverse. Left 19. 21. Scott.
Yeah.
21. Red 21. Just huddle them up 21.
Galen Hall's going to get a break here because Tony Bowick of Birmingham is injured, so this will give him time to regroup, make sure they've got the right play on 3rd down and a long 2. Now, Tony Bowick, this is a tough injury for Birmingham, John, because the other nose man, Darrell Phillips, is banged up. That's why he's not starting.
Yeah, Tony looks like his knees bother him.
I know.
He's got a reverse coming here. It's 3rd down and 3. They'll get a pass rush up the field, which may get somebody in the way. Bowick doesn't look bad. He's running off the field, so that's good news.
And Phillips is in there now at the nose, but again, he was banged up well enough last week that that's why he's not starting. Birmingham had a tough game. They had to go to Ohio last Sunday and win to make the playoffs, and they did so in the final 2 minutes of the game. Philip Doyle kicked a field goal to get the Fire into the playoffs. And it's Joe Howard Johnson. He has to beat Sanders, and he can't do it. And Birmingham's defense answers its first big challenge of the night, a 6-yard loss, and the Thunder will have to punt.
Well, that was an excellent play by Sanders. He came up there. The coverage rotated him up, and he saw the reverse. You see here's the fake inside. Joe Howard Johnson has to run laterally for a long way to make this play go. Once Sanders had him slowed down, it was all over there.
Ray Criswell is the punter for Orlando. And he has a new snapper his second week with the team, George Crist, and he almost airmailed it, and Criswell made a great save. And the punt is going to be down inside the 5. From the brink of disaster to a beautiful effort, as Criswell barely saved that snap by Crist, and then the kick is down by Winfred Bryant of Orlando inside the 5.
Would you all please fax me a beer? This invention's gonna set the whole world on its ear. When I send some Budweiser your way and it comes out cold and clear, sit back, relax, and punch your backs, and I'll fax you a beer. Sit back and drink and give thanks to Hank, and I'll fax you a Bud.
So our lab guys wanted me to explain the advanced formula in new Rain Dance car polish. I told them, hey, forget that. Just show how easy it is to wipe off. They said no. They'd rather show how new Rain Dance lasts longer than those once-a-year polishes. Something about this special ingredient makes water beat up better longer. I said, nah, show the car. They said no, maybe the bottle. I said car. They said bottle. New Rain Dance. Hey, you can't argue with science. You'll find advanced formula Rain Dance at these fine stores.
Find all this? If you said the country Columbus first set foot on, you're not only right, you're close. The Bahamas. For a free guide to the hundreds of vacations that make it the Bahamas, just call us.
Now back at the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, a lively crowd on hand here tonight for the Thunder. But Birmingham takes over for the first time. Mike Norseth out of Kansas. We told you the numbers won't look pretty. Only 4 touchdown passes on the 12 interceptions. We've got 2 good running backs. Elroy Harris and Jim Bell will alternate as the main back. And Willie Boyer is the key wideout. He's the possession man. Eddie Britton, the speed man. The 3, it's Harris, and he's stopped at the line. He got virtually nothing, and Rick Andrews, 91, for Orlando, led the surge. We'll see a lot of Rick Andrews tonight because he's wearing helmet cam. First, the Birmingham offensive line. The Fire will tell you that Carl Box has been their best offensive lineman this year. At the left guard spot, Joe Valerio, second-round draft pick of the Kansas City Chiefs. And right now they need to block a little bit. 2nd down and 10 from the 3. Norseth in trouble, and he is sacked for a safety. Willie Wyatt and Dan Cilio, the inside defensive tackles for Orlando, combined for the safety, and the Thunder score the game's first points.
Well, Mike that time had a quick drop, as you see here. Wanted to get the ball off to the tight end fast. There just wasn't anything there. 3-step drop passes are good if you get it off fast, but if you don't, everything falls apart on you. Here you can see him. It's a 3-step. He wants to throw it now. He doesn't throw it now. The pass blocking subconsciously thinks the ball's out of there, and Mike has just lost 2 points. It's not a great way to start your offense, giving away 2 points, but this is a patient and a solid Birmingham team.
But you know what, John? You go way back, and I've got to give those 2 points to Ray Criswell, the punter, who made an outstanding save of what was very nearly a disastrous snap from center.
Yep, and that's and the game so often is decided by those yards that don't show up on the offense and defense. And the fact that the ball was downed inside the 3 also set that up.
So the game's first points go to the Thunder. And now Birmingham will put it in play with a free kick from the 20. Kirk Maggio will punt the ball. And Joe Howard Johnson and Grant Bell are the deep backs for Orlando. And this will be Bell who'll take it at the 35. And he crosses the 45, so Orlando gets 2 points and good field position for their second possession. Now, what Scott Mitchell has accomplished this year, John, is what many people, both inside the World League and observers, hope this league would be, a developmental league for people like Scott Mitchell.
Absolutely. If his experience here makes him that much more ready to come in and substitute for Marino, or just to get the experience he needs that, you know, in 20 years when Marino stops playing, he might be ready then.
Now 3 wide receivers for Orlando. And Michael Titley in the game is the tight end. Give is to Darryl Clack. There's a tough Birmingham defense. The #1 defense against the run in the World League.
Okay, 20.
20, Scott, 20.
2-0.
2-0 is the call. That doesn't mean anything. Everybody looks at their wristband to translate what 2-0 means.
It's play number 20.
A requirement to play in this team is you both have to read, and you have to have either good eyes or contact.
Second down and 12. Oh, that's a great catch by Joe Howard Johnson inside the Birmingham 40.
Oh, that was a great catch, and he was strong. He was leaning out about as far as he could go to make that catch. There was pressure on Mitchell, but he just stood in there and got that ball off. A great throw. Joe Howard Johnson makes one of the, just an outstanding catch.
This is a stick-'em catch.
Mitchell steps up in there. Boom! Look at that. Extended as far as he can. That's a nice throw. I've believed all along that Mitchell is an accurate thrower in the medium range and short range, and he gets rid of the ball fast. They've only taken 10 sacks in the whole season. Look at that stretch. Oh, that's pretty right there. Look at that. And bring it down on the way down. That looks like Clyde Drexler going in for a 2, doesn't it?
Well, Joe Howard Johnson, you can see he's been around. He played at Notre Dame back in the mid-'80s. And, of course, he belongs to the Washington Redskins, but with a fellow named Desmond Howard headed there this year, there are some who wonder if Joe Howard Johnson's future may be with another NFL club.
Well, Joe's just going to say, hey, Desmond, take that catch. Cunningham's the man hurt. It looks like his legs, and he's up and walking well. He'll be back in there. This is the outstanding offensive lineman in the league this year.
Who going back?
Rick Cunningham, the only unanimous choice of all 10 World League head coaches to the All-World League team. The only unanimous choice.
There's no confusion as to what position he plays, is there? Look at that. Look at that guy.
305 pounds. And Rick Cunningham played. He was a high draft pick of the Indianapolis Colts and played there. Another young man who hopes the World League will lead him back to the NFL. Inside handoff to Clack. And you better be careful when you spin around inside against that Birmingham defense, because they'll tackle that, strip that ball.
Yeah, I think against Birmingham, you got to run the football straight at them. When you run laterally, boy, they come off blocks and their secondary flies up and makes tackles. They have to run straight at them, and so far in this game, when they have, they've had some success.
A 3-yard play on first down. We have 8:40 to go first quarter. Orlando leading 2-0. Here comes a corner blitz. And the pass is to Joe Howard Johnson, but Birmingham covers it up. It'll be a very short gain. Tracy Sanders made the tackle.
Again, you get a look, Ted, at how quick that secondary and linebackers react to the ball. Again, the ball's thrown very accurately. It goes right in his stomach. It gives him a chance to run, but boy, he's overwhelmed by a bunch of guys there. And those receivers aren't the biggest guys. They can't stand that all night.
That play was only good for 2 yards. Now third down, and another nice catch. With a flag coming in late, Michael Titley, the tight end, made the catch. The spot is going to be very close to, but maybe a tad shy of the first down. And there's a flag down as well.
They're going to bring it back. They had an offensive lineman down there running a pass pattern. I don't know what he was doing, but he was down there a good 7 or 8 yards.
Well, now he's the guy that's going to have to go back and have his contacts checked. Maybe he read the wrong play.
Yeah, it could very well have been. Or he could have said, I thought you said tackle eligible.
This Orlando system is intriguing, John, how they kind of circumvent all of this
what about, I
technology.
I'll tell you, want to go 89 go then? No?
Well, this man has been is voted the coach of the year in this league. Galen Hall has got a very bright mind and is willing to take some risks with his offense. It's a dynamic offense, and it's fun to look at.
A penalty against Orlando, but nonetheless a fine catch by Michael Titley.
again.
His receivers are making him look good so far.
Great job.
Mitchell's 4 for 5, but his receivers have helped. No. 16. Now 5 receivers in the game, all split wide for the Thunder. Rush. So Mitchell has a lot of time. And he throws it. And it's caught for a touchdown. Joe Howard Johnson. Wow, Mitchell came inches from crossing the line of scrimmage. He let that go, I think, at the last possible second. And it was good for 6.
And did he put that ball on a line and on the money? There wasn't much margin of error in this pass. He had to drill it. Watch him here. He starts to roll. Now watch this thing come. He's starting to run. Great job of faking kind of a sidearm shot right on the money. Wow, is that a pass?
Now Tracy Bennett, the All-World League place kicker. Puts the extra point through, so the Thunder, the short passing team, hits the big play. 45.
Really a big play, and just a great throw.
We'll watch it one more time as Scott Mitchell. Can he throw the long ball? People question it. He does it here for 6 points and a 9-0 lead.
Bifocals? I'm gonna look just like my father. My grandfather. Wait, nobody'll notice the lines if I do some cool frames. Or something. This is not working.
For those who refuse to be seen in bifocals, we offer the perfect disguise. Verilux no-line bifocals. The vision you need, the look you want, none of the lines. Call for a Verilux professional near you.
I'm Cy Sperling, president of Hair Club for Men. If you have thinning hair, then this new booklet is something you should have. If you call our toll-free number, we'll send you our new brochure, which contains information about various hair replacement methods, including what the FDA has to say about the drug minoxidil. Of course, you'll also learn about Hair Club's new non-surgical polyfuse method.
Whether wet right out of the shower or blown dry before going out, it looks and feels natural, just like a part of you. Hair Club's new polyfuse method literally fuses top-quality human hair to your own hair.
Even when you feel around the perimeter of your head, I mean, you really cannot feel anything in your hair.
It really gave me more ways to be able to do my hair, and I could do it in more of a 90s fashion.
A new healthy head of hair can renew confidence and improve self-esteem. It may also bring out the best of who you are.
So make sure you call our toll-free number to receive our new brochure. It's loaded with information so you can make the right choice for yourself. And by the way, I'm not only the Hair Club president, but I'm also a client.
7 strangers linked by a secret past, haunted by a madman bent on revenge. Roddy McDowell, Deadly Game. Saturday at 2/1 Central.
There you go. Scott Mitchell throwing the touchdown pass, and he just finished an interesting conversation with the man he replaced as the Orlando quarterback, Kerwin Bell, actually acting somewhat as an assistant coach, helping it.
Well, whenever you do something good, everybody wants to come over and give you help. It's when you do bad and you need help, nobody talks to you.
Kicked down by Eddie Britton in the end zone for Birmingham. There's Kerwin Bell, who quarterbacked the Thunder here last year and played for Galen Hall at Florida. All right, let's find Michael Barkan.
All right, with Joe Howard Johnson, talk to me about that last reception. You had your man all the way.
Well, what it was, I had a middle read on, and I thought I had him right on the middle read, and I looked up and saw Scott scrambling to my left, and the safety came over the top, so I broke out through the corner, and there wasn't nobody there, and Scott did what he could to get it there, and we scored.
You had 6 touchdowns during the regular season. These guys bend but don't break, but you're breaking them so far.
Well, you know, we just have to execute, and that's what we didn't do in the first game. So right now, things are going our way, and we just hope we can keep it going.
All right, Ted.
Jim Bell now the running back. Norseth to throw it. He's going out deep. Long ball sails and falls incomplete. Intended for Willie Boyer with Ephraim Thomas on this coverage for Orlando. There's the 4-man front for the Thunder, and it was Cilio and Wyatt, the tackles, who combined for the safety in the first quarter. Rick Andrews is the man that anchors the linebacking core, and he's wearing helmet cam tonight. A very good secondary. Frank and Rogers strong corners, and Todd Crum, former Big Ten standout at strong safety. Rick Andrews looks at the play, 2nd and 10. Quick pitch to Jim Bell. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple.
This is really an excellent job by Wayne Dixon coming off the block and getting out there fast. Made an excellent play. Birmingham has to be careful now. They have to keep their poise and stay with their game plan. You get down 9 points and all of a sudden there's that tendency to say, gosh, we got to make something happen. And Birmingham doesn't make things happen unless they get things in the kind of environment they like.
51, Billy, 51.
Third down, 8. And a long 8. Well, they've got 5 receivers spread out here. Don't see Birmingham line up this way very often. Incomplete. I'll tell you, if Birmingham winds up 3rd and 8 like that, it's going to be a long night for them.
Yeah, that's not their game. And patience and confidence is what they have to have, and they have proven over and over again this year that they can come back in games and just kind of keep playing.
Okay, good. 91's out of the game.
So 3 downs and out. Birmingham has only had 5 plays from scrimmage thus far. And now Kirk Maggio is into punt. And Joe Howard Johnson is the single safety. Maggio, one of the best punters in the World League in each of its 2 seasons. Line drive kick here, though. This will be returnable. And he is going to go. Joe Howard Johnson, touchdown Orlando. Was a bad punt, and Joe Howard Johnson made him pay for it.
Absolutely. He gave him a chance to come up the field. Look at Joe Johnson, Howard Johnson running fast up the field, runs right by the coverage. That one was over almost as soon as he kicked it. You could almost see that happening.
And an explosion by the Orlando Thunder in the first quarter. Tracy Bennett puts the point through. We still have 5:15 to go in the first. And the Thunder, which lost to Birmingham on kicking plays 2 weeks ago, has capitalized on 2 kicking plays to take a 16-0 lead.
I couldn't just stand there and watch him shoot those people.
The suspense.
Where's Don Miller?
The mystery.
He's never gonna let us go.
The excitement, based on the best-selling novel.
Get down!
Harrison Ford, Patriot Games, rated R. Games begin June 5th.
It could start in your office, in your home, over lunch. But now, wherever heartburn starts, this is where it ends. Introducing new Maalox Heartburn Relief Formula. No ordinary antacid works like this one to put out heartburn.
Sharp.
What you need in copiers is
Sharp. Sharp. Sharp thinking about business.
It gives you the award-winning Master Series, Sharp's most advanced high-speed, high-volume copying system.
Sharp thinking about copiers.
It's built into our full line of copiers to make your business more productive.
Sharp. Sharp.
More cost-efficient. It's made Sharp copiers number 1.
Number 1.
In customer satisfaction.
Sharp thinking about business.
You know, you get into fitness, you're likely to get an athlete's foot. And it could get pretty tough. The irritating itch, the painful cracking, the burning. That's when you want a medicine that acts tough. Tough Actin Tenactin. Tenactin cures even the tough cases of athlete's foot fungus. And Tenactin's clinically proven. No wonder it's the antifungal most recommended by pharmacists.
Got a tough case of athlete's foot? Get the medicine that acts tough. Tough Actin Tenactin.
It's the first word on business. News your company needs to grow. Wake up to the world with First Business on USA. Weekday mornings at 6:30.
Hey, so Brittany Dwayne.
He's calling for Barkhead again. He wants to get Michael back over there and talk to him. He's had 2 touchdowns in the first 10 minutes.
Well, he's accounted for 140 yards so far in this game. You'd say that's a pretty good start.
And here's Orlando kicking off a 16-0 lead for the Thunder. Eddie Britt, he has game-breaking speed. And he is tripped up by Maurice Crum, 53, Miami of Florida product. And John, I think that the toughest thing for a Birmingham club that doesn't score points quickly right now is they have to realize it's still the first quarter.
Absolutely, and just stay with the things they can do. You know, you start trying to do things you're not very good at, and that's when the disaster really comes. If they can drive the football, get a touchdown somewhere along here in this half, then they can get back in this game. But, boy, they can't be in a hurry.
And the problem with scoring points quickly for Birmingham, they were dead last in the World League in passing this year. Second in rushing, but last in passing. Elroy Harris goes inside. And of course, what the buyer would love to see here would be that good long play chewing up drive. Let's go find Michael now.
With Arthur Head Hunter, he is the captain of the Bad Boys group. Arthur, what are you going to do? It's 16-0 here, and you're still in the first quarter.
Oh, yeah, the game's early right now. You know, they got a good momentum started and got a couple big plays on us right now. But it's still 5 minutes left in the first quarter. We play all game, you know. Got to go out and play all game in this league, you know. It's down to nuts and guts now. So we just got to go out and play hard, baby.
Sounds like boys to come back. Sounds like a little trash talk, Ted. Back to you.
It gets silenced a bit. Oh, that's a pick. And that could be 6 more. Touchdown, Malcolm Frank. .35 yards, and Orlando has stunned Birmingham in the first quarter.
Here you see a simple out. The corner kind of crowds him. Frank is there. The ball's thrown late. That one's on the quarterback. The ball's thrown late. Again, the kind of thing that happens to a team like this. They start trying to do things they're not real good at, and that's the result. If it wasn't time to panic, it is now, I think.
Well, Bennett's getting a pretty good workout here in the first quarter. Another high snap, and it's put down nicely by Criswell. And the point is kicked through to make it 23-0. Orlando has scored 2 return touchdowns here in the first quarter.
Aqua Rush, salty spray, power thrust, turn-and-see. Kawasaki, it's where I wanna be.
Introducing the hottest 2-seater watercraft on the water, the Kawasaki Jet Ski Super Sport. With a sleek V hull and a powerful 750 engine, the Super Sport is where you wanna be.
Kawasaki, let the good times roll. Kawasaki.
This summer in Barcelona, 12 of our best men will be bound by a common past, a common goal, and a common thread. Champion is proud to have been chosen to make the uniform for America's team. Because we understand, too, it takes a little more to make a champion.
Every shot is a blast of sound. The harder you hit it, the bigger the boom. Boom ball. Play it outside, play it inside. It's what excitement sounds like from Catacomb.
No question, the stamina of these fans may be severely tested tonight. They were here early and prepared in a most emotional way for this game tonight.
Yeah, they were out there when we came about 3 hours before the game. They've been down in a few beers between then and now, and when that adrenaline goes, they may be asleep by halftime.
Chan hopes that his team is at 23-0 Orlando. And Bennett drives this one about 8 yards deep. Eddie Britton downs it. And we're going to, during this series, listen to Chan Gailey on the Birmingham side.
10 personnel, 10 personnel.
Well, we're seeing a coach under as much pressure as you can be.
Let's go with, nope. All right, let's go with trips right fix, 128 sweep. 10.
Well, John, the team that doesn't make mistakes Orlando's offense has only scored 7 of these 23 points.
Yeah, they've just had everything's going their way. It's really an interesting time for a coach because he already has that feeling in the pit of his stomach, and he's got to convey a sense of confidence to everybody else, or at least calmness.
5 receivers now. Steve Avery comes back. And Avery to the far side. He drops the ball with the play blown dead. And the play will go for no gain. Carl Dunbar out of LSU made the play for the Thunder.
2nd and 10.
This play goes laterally a long way. See Dunbar do a nice job of using his hands. That's one of the key things a defender has to be able to do is use his hands, get off the block. You see him do that very well. Nice play.
6 DBs now in for Orlando as they counter this wide open offensive look by the Fire. There's the first big play for Orlando and their first down. Kirkpatrick, who played at Florida, for Galen Hall, the Orlando coach. That's 16 yards and a first down.
Well, that's a start, and that's what this football team has to do. Just concentrate on each play. Don't look at the scoreboard unless it's absolutely necessary, and just keep going and hope you can get a rhythm back.
Sweet Bear, 128 Bear. Okay, they're in a 4-1 again.
2:50 to go first quarter. This is play action and incomplete. Ball thrown high. Eugene Rowell, who's just back off injured reserve. Up high, had the ball glance off his fingertips.
Injury covering defensively.
Here's Changeli again.
I'm sorry, orange right, strike 904Z.
Strike 904Z. 9 is
orange right, strike 904Z.
In patterns, the 9 is a deep pattern, 0 is a short hitch-like, and 4 is a hook. We'll see which one of these people Mike is looking at.
Down.
Looks like we may have a blitz coming here.
Both linebackers sneak up. They're coming. And the quick pass goes out to Britton. And Eddie Britton tripped up. Nice tackle by
Stayed out too late, boy.
Maurice Crum for Orlando.
Well, that time they were coming, and they got the ball off okay. They just didn't make many yards.
Orange left, hot 985, switch under.
Let's go. Orange left, hot 985, switch under. Hot 985, switch under. Right?
That's the pattern now. They're looking for about a 6-yard gain here. Switch under is just an under-breaking pattern by one of the receivers.
5 defensive backs for the Thunder. Again, Crum showing blitz. They come, and the ball's ballooned out to the far side. And a flag is down. Ball incomplete, but face guarding and interference will likely be the call here against Malcolm Frank.
It was a nice job by the quarterback. He had a free rusher coming at him. He put the ball up in the air where his receiver had a chance. And this is definitely pass interference here. There's a high ball. Boyer's going up for it. The defensive back just knocks him down. That makes up for a little bit for him, for Frank intercepting that ball and running for a touchdown. But that's a first down for them.
So Malcolm Frank, earlier in the quarter, ran one back for 6. Now he'll get flagged.
Pass interference, number 20 defense, 15 from the previous slide. First down.
And that's a World League rule, defensive pass interference, 15 yards from the previous line of scrimmage.
That didn't exactly make up for the other one, but it started it going back that way.
But John, wouldn't even 3 points here for Birmingham?
Absolutely.
Just 3 points would be important, wouldn't it?
Just to get those bad vibes out of your system and get back to feeling that you're okay.
Down. Set. Hey.
Wide open man, the ball's way overthrown, intended for Kirkpatrick, and a poorly thrown ball.
Well, that was the tight end who went out in the flat and then up the field, and they just lost him. Again, they're probably surprising Orlando with some of the stuff they're doing because Orlando got ready for the running game. But
Okay,
again,
Mike,
they have the problem.
with
They're not very good at this phase of the game.
Let's go with the orange left, hot 209, dig post.
Chan, if we can get up first, you might want to
close, right?
Now 2nd and 10. Rick Andrews looking in. And you're absolutely right, Steve. Orlando, I'm sure, has never seen this look from Birmingham, especially in the first quarter of a game. Batted down at the line. That's Robert Cresbury who got in. Delaware State, big mitts up there to knock it down.
Orlando's just simply coming with more people than Birmingham can block, so the responsibility goes to the quarterback. Get it off fast. Try not to hit the lineman in the head with the ball. I mean, you know, and the guy's got a pretty big head. It's pretty hard to get around. But that's the problem that you have with those kind of.
So the first quarter comes to an end, and it was all the pressure on Birmingham. Orlando 23-0.
The Brooker boys are here on tour. What's been the highlight of your Lake Edna stop, Matt?
I'd say this new honey barbecued chicken, Russ. Fried chicken glazed in a special sauce with a touch of honey. Get 2 pieces with baked beans, coleslaw, and a biscuit in a roundup meal for just $2.99.
Woo-wee! That was completely unsolicited.
The 2-piece honey barbecue roundup meal, just $2.99, or the 8-piece meal, just $9.99 for a limited time in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
Get down!
From the producer of The Hunt for Red October.
Mr. Killian wasn't what I did at all.
Based on the best-selling novel.
I didn't make this happen. He did.
The suspense.
We think he's left the country.
The excitement.
I will destroy you.
The mystery.
Where's Sean Miller?
He's never gonna let us go, is he?
In the summer's most explosive event. Harrison Ford. Patriot Games. The games begin June 5th. Rated R. This is not what you want in a shave. Now you've got the edge. With 6 rich lubricants. For less irritation. You've got the edge.
You were here. She has the traveler's checks here. Nah, that's no good. But this is. New American Express traveler's checks for 2. The first checks either of you can use. Don't leave home without them.
Next week on USA, the World League season comes to a finish at World Bowl 92 to be held at Olympic Stadium in Montreal. The winner of this game will meet the winner of tomorrow's game between Barcelona and Sacramento. And you'll see it only on USA beginning at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, the World Bowl next Saturday night. And Michael Barkat will have an interesting look at Stade Olympique, the site of the World Bowl, coming up at halftime of our game here tonight. Birmingham with 3rd down and 10 from the Orlando 45. Well, that's something Norseth excels at.
Easy.
And he drew Dan Cilio off with that snap count. And that will gain 5. Now, 2 weeks ago when these teams played in Birmingham, Birmingham had 3rd and 10. And without running a play, they got a 1st down. Norseth twice did this.
Number 71 defense, 5 yards, still 3rd down.
Well, we get a look at it here. You can look at Andrews trying to move in to place the blitz. He's looking at his lineman just jump right offside and say, no, man, not until he centers the ball.
Norseth picked up 7 first downs in 10 games this year.
Listen to his start.
People off.
Kill the ball.
Now it's 3rd and 5. The big rush again. Pass off and a 1st down. Eugene Rowell with the catch. And the tackle by Ephraim Thomas.
Well, that was a huge play for Birmingham because Orlando is testing them by blitzing. You know, they pick up the blitz well here. They pick up Andrews, who's coming. It's the outside rusher on the other side. Here you see Andrews sneaking up, trying to get a head start, watching that ball. As soon as that ball snap, go, boom, the guard steps right out and stops him.
Oh, that was a wonder. You could see Schoenwolf's eyes shifting as he saw Andrews move into position.
That was a great look at what happened.
That was wonderful. 1st down at the 33 of Orlando. H-back is Avery, play fake. Norseth the keeper, and that'll pick up 5 or 6 yards on 1st down. 23-0 the score, and the stat sheet pretty one-sided. The big number there, the return yards.
Yeah, the return yards is And just big plays, big errors, big plays. The only stat that counts right now is that 23 on Orlando's side and 0 on the other. But again, the other side's moving the football. They have to just concentrate on what they're doing and make this drive work.
That's Pete Kuharczyk, defensive coach for Orlando, and he relays the defensive signals into Rick Andrews, who is our helmet cam wearer. That was an 8-yard gain by Norseth. Eddie Britton tackled forward, and that'll be a first down.
Eddie Britton had a chance to make something big happen there, but he kind of hesitated on that quick screen type thing. He had a chance to get up the field, and he just was a little slow. Watch him here. Watching the ball's right on the money. Watch him hesitate right in here. Not sure where he's going, and got tackled, but it's a first down. The one thing that Birmingham's going to have is 4 downs. You know, there's no sense of, they got to go. Now they're back in their running formation.
Running back is Jim Bell. Oh, Norseth fell. And Bell just gets the football. He'll take the loss. Norseth fell as he wheeled to make the pitch.
Well, when that happens, it's usually an offensive lineman steps on the quarterback's feet as he tries to step out of there.
Come on, Rich. Come on,
I think if we get a look here, which we're going to, we'll see that the guard just steps right on. Look at his feet right there. See, that's the center who's just starting to pull. Steps on him. Quarterbacks sometimes have black and blue toes by the end of the season. That happens a surprising amount of times.
Is there fault on that, John?
No, it's the guard trying to get out of there a little too soon at the center. Sometimes it's the quarterback for not getting his feet going.
Long play on second down, and here's a little trickery. Norseth can't make the catch. Just off his fingertips as Glenn Rogers was bearing down on him and talking to him.
Well, that was too bad because it had a chance to be a big play. Again, you got people doing things they're not used to doing. Yeah. It's well conceived, but now you've got Avery now trying to throw back. Led him too far and didn't put enough air on the ball, and Norseth probably saw that guy coming. Northrop got a sense of what the receiver feels now. You see his eyes were right on the defensive back. Say, man, I like passing better than this catching.
Funny thing is, Birmingham worked on that play yesterday, and Shane Gailey said he never dreamt he'd have to use it. 3rd and 14. And that'll be incomplete. Kirkpatrick, the closest receiver to the play. Norseth pounded down by Winford Bryant. And they are going to make Mike Norseth pay for any passes he'll complete tonight.
Well, what's happening now, when they get in that 5 wide receivers, they're going to an automatic defense where they're blitzing and they're just rushing one man more than they can block. I think Birmingham's going to have to bring a back in the backfield to pick up that extra rusher because that just isn't working. Norseth may not live through this game if he keeps happening that way.
Philip Doyle from 42. Trying to put Birmingham on the board, and he hooked it. Oh, frustration continues for the Fire. They have a 12-play drive. They move the ball for the first time, and Doyle, the leading scorer amongst World League place kickers this year, misses from 42.
Why don't Olympic divers do cannonballs? Why ask why? Try Bud Dry. It's dry brew. To drink light, yet satisfy completely. When it comes to refreshment, he was robbed. It's a perfect 10. How's that?
Great! I like these the best. You got it.
I always tell my customers, be sure to take your credit card receipts. I should have listened to myself. Citibank for me? The other day I got a call from Citibank. Hello? It seems somebody charged some pretty fancy stuff on my card number. Citibank suspected fraud, but they said I wouldn't be responsible for the charges. I've seen Citibank look out for my customers. Seems they're also looking out for me.
Not just Visa, Citibank Visa.
Did I forget to invite you to the pool party? Well, maybe next year.
On those occasions when you need to make a big splash, there's the Super Soaker 100. It has a powerful air pressure system,
Oh, Buffy!
a range
of up to 60 feet. And a drenching spray. The Super Soaker 100.
It's a water gun of a higher caliber.
Also the 50, or the ultimate, the 200.
What's up, baby?
Well, tonight the talking's being done by the lime green guys so far.
Yeah, you really get a sense that they're rested and full of energy, and you know, obviously they've had it all their way so far.
Orlando has not run a play from scrimmage in almost 11 minutes, but they lead the game by 23 points. And someday I'm going to get the stat police on that. I think time of possession is one of the most deceiving statistics in sport. Here's Roger Vick running it for the first time. The one-time New York Jets standout. Pushes near the 35. Michael Barkan.
With Mike Westhoff, Miami Dolphins special teams coach, you're looking at all 4 kickers on both teams here, and you've got 2 good ones in Miami. Why?
Right. First of all, we just want to, well, Reggie Roby's coming off of an injury, and we want to make sure we have the very best possible person in camp, just in case he has problems or just to back us up. And then also there's a competition factor. We've done this in the past. We've had very, very good kickers, and we create competitive situations, and it's worked for us.
Now, Scott Mitchell says he wants to be the #2 quarterback, and last year he was #3, many said because he couldn't hold for Stoyanovich. What will happen in that regard?
Not so much that he can hold, because he certainly can, but the fact that we had a combination going with Scott Secules, then that led to us just to keep him with Pete. And we'll let it open for grabs and competition and compete this year.
All right, Mike, thanks a lot. Ted?
No catch there. That's Chris Ford, and he did not get the second foot down. Right in front of the Orlando bench. When the pass is rolled incomplete, and that will bring Orlando into punt.
Well, here we get a look at a great throw and a pattern where he throws it right in between the zones. The receiver got spun around a little bit, lost his balance, and that foot just swung out of bounds. That was a nice throw by Scott. It was right in the middle between the zones. And
got blast check.
So here is Ray Criswell to punt. George Christ, who is an assistant coach for the Chicago Bears, signed last week to be the new long snapper for the Thunder.
We got blue, set.
And somebody jumped there. Kick is away. James Henry deep. And Henry's in a lot of trouble. And is brought down. And it was Chris that got all the way down there to make the tackle.
And Ted, there are nights like this. This was 4th down and 3, so that offside is going to give him a first down.
Wow. That's right.
There are days you should have just stayed home, you know. And
Fire the bus driver. Should never have picked this up, right?
That's right.
There it is, 4th and 3, and the offside will give Orlando a first down.
Again, put yourself in the body or the mind or the feelings of the Birmingham team. You know what it's like to have that feeling in your stomach.
Number 26 defense, 5 yards, first down.
It's like playing golf and hitting your first 3 shots in the lake. It's hard to keep playing. In the normal rhythm and the normal enthusiasm you need just isn't there, and it's hard to get it. One of the responsibilities of the coach, but Shan has to fight those feelings off in his own being.
And all they can do is helplessly watch as Orlando gets the ball back. First down from their 38-yard line. Inside give to Clack. And he gets about 3 yards. You know, Yogi Berra gets laughed at a lot for his wisdom, but he said one line that really applies here to Chan Gailey. He says, you know, sometimes it gets late early. Well, it's doing that right now for Birmingham.
Green!
Mitchell keeps the feet moving. And now throws it short of Grannis Bell.
Scott Mitchell is a big kid and doesn't look like he would be very good on the move, but he is excellent on the move. He can kind of shuffle as he does there. Keep his hips pointed down the field so he can throw the football. He didn't find anybody, but boy, he sure got everything he could out of that play.
Lisa, Mo.
Lisa! Signals coming in from Pete Hurt.
5-0, 5-0.
It's 3rd and 7.
Hot.
Mo. 4-man rush. And it's incomplete and a flag down. Antonio Gibson was the defender on the play for Birmingham, and a flag thrown.
The ball is thrown late, but it's thrown so late that the defensive back gets there a little early and causes a pass interference. Again, now that's a big error on a part of the safety man. He's running over there. He should have had his eyes on the football. He could have intercepted that ball. He had a really easy play on it, but he never saw it. Yeah, it could have easily been an interception, and it's again the fundamental of a safety man seeing the ball, seeing the quarterback throw the ball is where that play went awry for Birmingham.
So 2 first downs by penalty for Orlando on this drive. Clack takes it to the 41. And after taking a couple of weeks where their play was lackluster, having already wrapped up the division, Galen Hall made sure whatever he did worked tonight.
Yes, and they're an outstanding looking team. And you take one of these teams that have dynamic offensive ability and you get them going good. Boy, they're frightening. Here comes the blitz.
Mitchell gets away. Now will buy some time and go as a man wide open. Touchdown to Willie Davis.
Wow.
Well, you hit it, John. Mitchell got away from Arthur Hunter on the safety blitz, and then he had all the time in the world.
And you know what he does really well? When he starts...
Willie Davis played at Central Arkansas, and that was just his second touchdown catch of this year, 41 yards from Mitchell. That was a drive kept alive twice by penalties on Birmingham that gave the Thunder first downs. This ball dribbled ahead, and the play is blown dead.
I think he kicked the ball before the referee signaled the ball ready for play.
Okay, Tom White is the boss here. We'll find out.
Number 3 downs. We can stay with this, right? Because when they're in trouble now, they're going to do that.
There is no kickoff. The ball fell off the tee. We blew the whistle to kill the play before he kicked it. We'll reset it. Please reset the stadium clock to 7 minutes, 28 seconds.
I wonder it was a funny-looking kick.
Well,
he did a great job to hit that the way he did.
Well, they should be able. These guys played soccer all their lives. You know, they're not football. They're soccer players. They should be able, they should have to dribble it and kick it.
Did you ever talk to kickers when you were coaching? Did you talk to your kickers?
No, I introduced myself and just yeah, sure you do, sure you do. And I think it's important that that the kicker be incorporated in the team. The best kickers always are.
To the flat on the hot route, so I just stepped.
It's amazing when quarterbacks make big plays or anybody makes a big play, they love to explain it to you after. Say, yeah, I saw this, and the guy wiggled his left ear, and so I threw it to the right side.
Well, we may be here a while as they try to get the stadium clock reset to the proper time.
I don't think it matters.
Well, if you saw that time, 72 minutes and 80 seconds, I think it's going to feel like that to Chan Gailey and Birmingham.
Well, it's, you know, I have really been impressed with Scott Mitchell, the progress he's made through this year. You think he'll go back to Miami instead of saying, I want to be second-string quarterback? You don't think he's going to go back and say, maybe I ought to be first? No. Dan Marino.
Our friend Dan Marino, yeah.
Scott will know better than that, huh?
Now Bennett gets a good kick away. And this will be a chance for Eddie Britton to run one out. He's brought down on the near side. Boy, a nice special teams tackle there by Joe Howard Johnson, who's doing everything in this first half tonight, almost as much as Michael Barquet.
Can't do enough, though, Ted. The buses in Orlando this spring tinged with that lime green. One for every win that the Thunder has. There are 9 because they've won 9, including the tiebreaker game preseason. But if this game keeps going the way it's been, they're going to have 10 buses going around. Take me to the Omni, please.
Another fair cheater. Did you notice that?
I didn't know they had 10 buses in Orlando.
Chan Gailey's telling Mike Norseth, you know, we can get 29 points here in this quarter. Oh, no, he's coming back. So are we.
They wouldn't take me.
There's only one place on Earth, one place where you'll find laughs and thrills and great music for every member of your family. Opryland, USA. For all we have to see and do, call today.
They're tiny portraits of a people with personalities as varied as our own. They sing of our heroes, echo with our history. There are as many reasons to love stamps as there are people who love them. These are stamps worth saving. Ask for the space stamps at your post office now.
At the first tickly itch of athlete's foot, Desenex, do not stall. Desenex intercepts athlete's foot before it turns ugly, killing those grungy fungi before they get cracking and burning. All you hard chargers, Desenex knows you. Stall no longer, please. There's a can at the store with your salvation in it. Come get it, or else don't blame Desenex.
Strike. Counter-Strike, an all-new season on USA, Saturday at 6.
At the Citrus Bowl in Orlando with John Robinson and Michael Barkan and our outstanding production crew here on USA Network. Ted Robinson. And Orlando leading 29-0. This has been a big deal. The World League is focused fervently on this game the last 2 weeks. Jerry Venisi of the World League has been here trying to drum up more interest in Orlando, and they've got a nice crowd, an enthusiastic crowd tonight.
Now, this is the crowd that they were looking for all season, and they've got it, and they're putting on a great show for them.
Forseth is struggling. Incomplete to Elroy Harris, and he is now 4 out of 12.
Well, it's again, it's that thing of having to do things that you're just not comfortable with.
Birmingham's given up more points in a quarter and a half tonight than they have in any game in their 2-year history. Four-man rush. And the pass incomplete. Intended for Boyer, who last week caught 13 passes in Ohio. Single game record.
I can't get the wheel call when they got 0. Okay, Mike, let's go with orange left, hot 628, wheel switch.
So one thing, John, Shane Gailey's composure has been very impressive during this.
Well, he's doing everything he can to try to establish some sort of a rhythm. Again, he's got that 5 receivers, no backs.
Third down and 10. Up the sideline. Line drive pass off the fingertips of Kirkpatrick. Kevin Gidry covering for Orlando. So 3 downs and out. And the Fire's punt team back on the field.
Well, again, you know, ball's just off fingertips. Again, that's a tight end running up the field just without the kind of ability to stretch out and make that kind of play. And so the ball tips off his fingertips. I think if I were Chan, I'd kind of go back to a normal offense and just see if he gets one more chance in this half, see if he could punch one in.
Well, we'll get into that Sean Moore in a moment. That's one of the more intriguing stories of this World League season. Maggio almost had that blocked. It may have been partially tipped. The ball does get a better roll for Birmingham and will trickle down inside the 45-yard line of Orlando. But still great field position for the Thunder to start in a first half that has belonged to them.
U.S. Air Reservations, how can I help you?
Hi, who are you?
2 to Washington, please.
After you.
Yours, sir.
Thanks.
You're traveling light?
Did you have fun flying?
Yeah. You enjoy your flight with US Air. Now boarding to Orlando.
Thank you for flying on US Air.
You'll hear one word again and again from the people of U.S. Air.
What's better for you?
For one very good reason.
Everything we do.
Do it.
US Air.
You go to gate 10.
Thanks very much.
Introducing Tire Foam from Armor All. One spray, and even old tires look great. Kind of makes you wish we make car foam, doesn't it? New tire foam from Armor All. Just spray, walk away.
Orlando with the ball, and field position has been such a dramatic difference in this game. The Thunder starting from their 45 here. Birmingham's best starting point has been its own 22-yard line.
Okay.
And Mitchell gives the ball inside to Darryl Clack, who drives it across midfield.
That guy must have lost a bet somewhere to have to wear that uniform.
Okay.
Second down and 4. And Clack got hit behind the line there. Brought down for a loss. Tony Bowick back in the game after an early injury tonight. So is Rick Cunningham, by the way, who was hurt early in the game for Orlando. He's back on their offensive line as well.
Third and 6.
And the Thunder trying to go again with the no huddle on 3rd down and 6. And here comes another blitz. Mitchell gets it away, and this is picked by Junior Jackson. Looking for a lateral. No help, though, but Birmingham nonetheless gets the ball on the turnover inside the Orlando 40. Oh, and there's a personal foul now. Did it occur before or after the interception? That's the question.
I think if it's on the quarterback, it's the ball's going to come back. It's going to be. Okay. It'll be Orlando's ball.
Wow. Otis Moore, the man that may have been the offender.
You think Coach Bell ought to decline this penalty just to make the game competitive?
Passer, number 71 defense, floated ahead, 15 yards.
Wow. Well, we'll see.
We'll get a look at it. You know,
I would.
Technically, that's a correct call. He did strike him in the face. But it's so hard for a lineman rushing the passer, trying to get his hands up to defend against the pass, to try to block the pass. His hands just go in that direction.
Yeah, by the book, that is, but sometimes the book needs to be replaced by some common sense. The other part more that hit the quarterback were his hands.
Well, I think he had to make that call.
Going for the big strike. Oh, right through the hands of Grannis Bell. Wow, Mitchell put that right on the money.
Yeah, and it was a line shot. He was running out of room in the back of the end zone, so he put more drive on that football, more like a 2-iron rather than much air under the ball. And watch this ball come hard in there. He should have made this catch. That ball did come with some real speed on it.
Well, that's right.
You see, that ball, he never got his hands on it. It hit him in the wrist. And your fingers and your hands have to make first contact with the ball if you're going to catch it.
No, white corner.
4 wideouts, 2nd and 10. Mitchell sees a blitz coming. And they run out of time. Mitchell saw a blitz coming. He was trying to adjust, and Orlando ran out of time, so they'll lose 5 yards.
No. He was confused from the beginning. They were trying to talk to each other during that play. Time just ran out on him.
All you have to do is move Darryl up in that gap and go. Yeah, we shouldn't have to say anything. Darryl should move up and let's go.
Here we go.
Orlando regrouping. We'll be back in a moment.
On the left.
This year, the Lake Edna Players present the Wild West Review. Tonight, director Lauren Clark tried to motivate her cast of cowboys with new KFC honey barbecue chicken. Fried chicken glazed in a special sauce with a touch of honey. The chicken was unbelievable, as were a few of the performances. Try the 2-piece honey barbecue roundup meal, just $2.99, or the 8-piece meal, just $9.99 for a limited time in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
And Orlando just hitting another big pass play. 19 yards from Mitchell to Joe Howard-Johnson. Good catch for Howard-Johnson. First down, 22-yard line. Inside it's Clack. And right now Orlando's able to get a few more yards inside than you would expect against that Birmingham defense.
Well, they've got them spread out now, and they've got them back on their heels. There's not enough to establish an offense running inside, but it certainly keeps them honest. They're moving down for more points and more importantly, using up most of this half.
Green!
Down to 3.5 minutes in the half. John Brantley, all-World League backer. He's the quarterback on defense.
Okay! Hut!
Clack runs it inside, and that'll be 1st and goal for Orlando. James Henry on the tackle.
Orlando's coming off the ball and just giving the runner about an extra 2 feet from where he can make the nice cutback run.
Hey, John, caught up in all of the hoopla of Orlando's passing game, people forget they have the 2 most experienced NFL running backs in the league, in Clack and Vick.
And they use them in tandem pretty well.
1st and goal, 7-yard line.
Darryl Clack, the ball carrier.
And Darryl Clack punches it down inside the 5. Oh, that is a lonely spot. Chan Gailey stands in right now. He's got to feel like the spotlight's all on him.
Yeah, and as this game goes on, you'll notice there won't be anybody standing next to him either. They all start disappearing from around the head coach.
54. 3 rep.
Roger Vick inside. And he is going to be down just shy of the goal line.
Well, they're making that consistent game. It's the backside of the Birmingham defense that isn't closing down fast enough to stop that cutback run. Every time he's run the football, he's made that cutback, and it's...
That gets us to 2 minutes to play in the first half. Orlando punishing the Fire, trying to add to the lead.
Will our new Lightning blade actually make your job as easy as this? Well, Lightning stays sharp longer, cuts easier than the blade you're using, or your money back.
Where can you use the Players Club card? Las Vegas, Atlantic City, the Caribbean, on cruise ships. Sometimes you just need to get away from it, all right? But these days, you got to be smart about it. With a Players Club card, you save 50% off your room, 25% off food and drinks, up to 50% off shows. The Players Club card. Have some fun the smart way.
New members get 2 free nights in Las Vegas or Atlantic City when the club books their flights. Call toll-free right now. There's no obligation.
To me, when a woman sweats, it just isn't sexy.
Of course a guy's gonna sweat sometimes, but when you're close, who wants a guy that smells?
Get closer with Arid Extra Extra Dry, the anti-odor antiperspirant.
I trust Arid.
This is not what you want in a shave. Now you've got the edge with 6 rich lubricants for less irritation. You've got the edge.
The Orlando Thunder just inches away from adding to an already imposing lead that they've put on in the first half of a playoff game. And nobody on that sideline could ever have anticipated this happening in a playoff game.
No, and it's, again, though, two big plays at the start of the game. The big pass and then the punt return really pretty much decided it.
Oh, there's a good play by the Birmingham defense. They stopped Vick on 3rd down and goal. Arthur Hunter leading the surge, and it was a goal line stand by Birmingham last week that helped save their playoff clinching win at Ohio.
Here's the helmet cam. Arthur Hunter coming off the corner. Nobody blocks him. Makes an excellent tackle. You see how you could see with the camera right into the man's hip. That's the way you're supposed to tackle.
And now Tracy Bennett on 4th down, trying a 19-yard field goal. Birmingham blocked one of these in the 4th quarter last week, but not there. So Bennett puts it through from 19 yards, tacking 3 on to the lead. And it's now 32-0. You know, John, I imagine that right now you pretty darn happy you're not coaching anymore, because I imagine you can identify greatly with what Chan Gailey and his coaches are experiencing.
Yeah, and, you know, and the worst thing, just the simple things that you normally are so confident about begin to fail you. You get so you can't get out of your own way, but it's a terrible feeling, particularly in such an important game. This is the biggest game of the year. These people have done a great job to get in the playoffs, and they find themselves just unable to compete tonight. If they played this game again tomorrow night, it'd probably be a very close game, but it's certainly not at the moment.
You know, John, we took a look earlier at Sean Moore. Now we've seen Mike Norseth, quarterback for Birmingham all year. Sean Moore was the runner-up for the Heisman Trophy 2 years ago in Virginia. The Denver Broncos sent him to the World League specifically to play for Chan Gailey here in Birmingham in the hopes that he would get needed experience to perhaps be the backup to John Elway. He's taken one snap from center all year. I mean, you don't know what Chan Gailey's thinking, but could you ever conceive of a scenario whereby they may turn to him tonight?
Well, you know, it really wouldn't be fair. He's not prepared. He hasn't had the opportunity to play, so, you know, it's putting him in a position that's pretty negative for him. Not that anybody in the game isn't in a pretty negative position right now.
Eddie Britton will be out across the 30. And that's the incredible contrast between Mitchell, who's gained the needed experience and played so well for Orlando, and Sean Moore, who has not been able to play for Birmingham. On Tuesday, Kirk Douglas tries to rescue his psychic son from the Fury. Andrew Stevens co-stars in the USA movie The Fury, Tuesday night at 9 Eastern, 8 Central on USA. Now Birmingham starting from their 31 now. 1:16 to play in the half. They have all 3 timeouts. Down. And the fire continues in that 5-receiver alignment. Underneath hit. Eddie Britton bumped once and then finished off at the 32. The play is good for a yard. Dean Witkowski out of North Dakota.
Let's go with orange right, hot, 269 fin flat.
269 fin flat.
Other side.
269 fin flat.
Point of mine.
269, Billy. 269.
Yeah.
Down.
Chan Gailey still coaching, and he's got to do some coaching at halftime. Trying to keep 36 guys awake and alert and inspired. Norseth's awake. Boy, nice job. He turns a big loss into a gain of 4.
Well, that was a great job by Mike, keeping his people alive.
Birmingham timeout, 35 seconds as they try to get on the board before halftime.
Welcome back to Sega Sports. David Robinson's revolutionizing the game with 24 new digitized moves. He says, give me the rock, baby.
David Robinson's Supreme Court Basketball from Sega Genesis.
David's a glass eater. Wow! Dipsy-doo, Dunkaroo.
David's been sensational. Let's go to the locker room.
David, is it really true that you're...
It's true. I'm digitized.
David's awesome, baby, with a capital A.
Think fast. Boxing's up next.
Chan Gailey watching his team. He may turn to John Robinson for a little inspiration at halftime.
There's no reason it shouldn't be.
First, we have a third down play coming up here for Birmingham. Third down and about 3. And Norseth goes deep to Eddie Britton. And Britton winds up having to break up a potential interception by Malcolm Frank. And that'll bring up 4th down now for the Fire.
Well, it's a terrible thing to do now. I think he's got to go for it on 4th down, but if he doesn't make it and he is going for it, there's that risk that they can put another 7 points on the scoreboard going the other way.
What difference does that make now?
Absolutely. He's got to do something to get this thing turned around a little bit.
He needs to act. 38-yard line, 4th down. They need 3. 28 seconds in the half.
Orlando had to take time out. They were confused about personnel.
Orlando, that's their first charge timeout. 40-second timeout.
I was going to say, John, that you were an assistant coach at USC in 1974, playing your arch rivals from Notre Dame. Your team was down 24-0, I think, about a minute before halftime.
That's right, and in not too different a set of circumstances than this, we snuck a touchdown in, and then at halftime, John McKay said, we got to make something happen here. Anthony Davis ran the kickoff back in the second half for a touchdown, and we scored 55 straight points. So something has to happen to spark you when you're this far down, and certainly that was a memorable game. Not for the Fighting Irish, however.
Anthony Davis scored 6 touchdowns that day.
Ara Parseghian's last game.
I think that might have been the last time USC beat Notre Dame, John.
No, that is not true, Ted. That is not true. And you know that's not true.
Down!
Fourth down. It's a long 3. Dorseth was trying to draw him off, and instead he quick kicks the ball. Now, he tried to draw them offside. When that didn't work, he quick kicks the ball down inside the 10-yard line. Now Birmingham trying to tackle the football away and brought down Mike Nettles inside the 10.
Well, that was a very well done play and a great kick. I don't think it's going to net them much. Orlando will be happy to sit on the ball and go in at halftime 32-0, which is pretty tough.
Now, coming up, our Budweiser halftime report features Mike Barkan with an insightful look at how Olympic Stadium in Montreal prepares for next week's visit for World Bowl. We'll also have highlights of the first half, not many of which will please the Birmingham fans. Mike Dorseth was having a little choice words with one of the Orlando defenders on his way off the field. Can't kneel with the football in the World League. You have to move it forward, so Mitchell takes the snap and goes ahead to gain a couple, but that will end the first half. And the Orlando Thunder go to their locker room right into the face of their fans. No, not yet. Not yet. We have a timeout taken at 5 seconds. Birmingham, one of the defenders called a timeout. You see Chan Gailey's reaction to that.
Well, every once in a while, that's what defensive linemen do. They jump up and say, oh, my God, got to take a timeout. That's why they're defensive linemen, for those kind of decisions. But
well, what is this feeling going to be like in the Birmingham locker room? How is Chan Gailey trying to keep these people inspired?
Well, I don't think they're definitely not inspired now, so it's not a question of keeping them inspired. You know, I think the biggest thing you have to do is, first of all, get everybody to relax. You know, everybody there is jittery. There's a depression type feeling. When things are going bad, it's the jitters that hit you first. You get nervous, and you get that feeling in the pit of your stomach. Almost to have a sense of relaxation and say, hey, gang, you know, let's just have some fun and go out here and see if we can get something to happen. Obviously, a pretty tough task.
A great response from the Orlando fans. A very classy man, Chan Gailey, now with Mike Barkan.
Chan, what are you going to do second half? Because you guys, 32-0, that's a tough lead to overcome.
Yeah, it is. But if they scored 32, we can score 32. You know, that's what I'm going to go tell the team. You know, I don't like it. We botched everything you can botch in the first half. We got to go try to regroup. And I can't let them die. That's my job.
They look beat right now. Can you breathe that fire into them?
I doubt they'll quit. I don't believe they will.
Any chance of seeing Sean Moore in their second half?
That'll have to be determined later on.
All right. Thanks, Chan. Ted?
Chan Gailey, the Birmingham coach. Very, very classy man to stop and talk at a difficult time.
Absolutely. And you see what greatness in coaching is. Sometimes it's handling the negative as well as handling the positive. There's a man with a lot of class and a man who knows how to coach this game.
We'll be back with our Budweiser halftime report from Orlando in just a moment.
To say it, show it, or share it instantly. Nothing works like Polaroid.
Here's highlights from the Fleer NBA Championship game. Mitchell spins to Charles Smith. He's airborne and jams it from three-point land. Alley-oop to Bowie, over to Ellison, a monster dunk. Fleer, a game in every pack.
Capture all the excitement of Fleer NBA basketball cards with Fleer's new starter set. This one-of-a-kind collector's tin is filled with 15 packs of cards, and it can be yours for only $10.99. To order, call 1-800-848-9000.
This quality adjustable bed costs 50% less than these 3 quality flatbeds. 50% less. Yet Craftmatic offers these advantages over flatbeds. First, it adjusts electrically at the touch of a button, so you can read in bed, watch TV in bed, snack, chat on the phone, do a crossword puzzle, and relax and sleep in wonderful comfort. Plus, if you suffer from low back pain or edema or swelling of the legs, unlike any ordinary flatbed, an adjustable bed may temporarily provide relief. Call toll-free to receive this free adjustable bed catalog by mail. Get the facts about the adjustable bed that costs 50% less than all 3 of these quality flatbeds. 50% less. Call for your free catalog now.
Call toll-free 1-800-231-6600. That's 1-800-231-6600. Call toll-free 1-800-231-6600.
The Budweiser Halftime Report is brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers. With that clean, crisp, cold taste, nothing beats a Bud.
A lot of folks here in Orlando starting to get their passports ready for a trip to Montreal. The winner of this game heads to Olympic Stadium for next week's World Bowl. Our Michael Barquette had a chance to visit Montreal this week and check up on preparations for the game.
London's Wembley Stadium, site of World Bowl 91. The World League's inaugural championship proved a resounding success as more than 61,000 fans watched the London Monarchs emerge victorious. This year, World Bowl 92 travels to Montreal, Canada, an international city with a European flair and home to the Olympic Stadium.
Montreal hosted the 76 Olympics. It's had other huge events here. They know how to put on world-scale events, and it's only an hour flight from New York City. Most people aren't aware of that, so it really has a European flair, and that's one of the important criteria we had in selecting it.
Back in 1976, Montreal played host to the world in the Summer Olympic Games. But if you'll remember, Stade Olympique not quite ready when the athletes came to town. Well, the World Bowl organizers hope to avoid the same fate when their showcase game comes to Olympic Stadium next Saturday night. Come on inside, I'll show you what I mean. This is the dugout for the Montreal Expos, and that is the problem in our story. Baseball. Right now they're setting up for a Genesis concert here at the stadium, but the night before the World Bowl, the Expos play a home game, not just one, a twilight doubleheader. And it's going to take some time for them to turn the stadium from baseball to football. But there's one man who says he can do it. The man behind this promise, Réal Desjardins of the new Montreal Machine. Now, what's the biggest problem that you have to contend with to set up for the World Bowl?
I think we end up with a very tight schedule to pass from baseball configuration to football configuration. Everybody is scheduled to work starting at 11 o'clock at night, so and to finish the next day at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
This conversion may sound simple, but the seemingly endless list of tasks under normal circumstances takes close to 17 hours to complete. For Real's team, the pressure will most certainly be on. 2-minute offense, and Real's got to get the ball in the end zone. I mean, what kind of a player is he? What kind of a team does he bring to the field?
Well, he's a general out there, and he can really take it in when it counts, and there's no questioning his ability to react and respond under pressure.
How do you feel before going into a situation like this?
Well, we have dedicated personnel, and I'm sure that they will work harder to make sure that we end up with the best situation as possible.
You sure you're not nervous? Well, the World League, Montreal, and Real are all confident that it can and will be done. Let's just hope the Expos don't go extra innings.
We never miss an opening here.
World Bowl 92. We'll see you next Saturday night right here on USA Network.
Sharp.
What you need.
Sharp.
What you need in business today is
Sharp. Sharp thinking about business.
It gives you the world's first desktop
Color facts.
Color facts.
Sharp. Sharp.
And high-resolution VGA notebook computers that fit in your briefcase.
Sharp. Sharp thinking.
It created the high-performance Master Series copier and our most powerful Wizard electronic organizer.
Sharp thinking.
To be innovative in business, you need
Sharp thinking about business.
There's only one place on earth, one place where you'll find laughs and thrills and great music for every member of your family. Opryland, USA. For all we have to see and do, call today.
This summer in Barcelona, 12 of our best men will be bound by a common past, a common goal, and a common thread. Champion is proud to have been chosen to make the uniform for America's team. Because we understand, too, it takes a little more to make a champion.
What? You gotta be kidding me! Have you ever wanted to call the plays? Well, now's your chance because you're the coach. Play the game. Make the big calls. Be the game-winning coach. Call now. You can show the coaches how to do it. Use your best strategy to win the big game. You call the plays.
Now that's how to call a play.
If you know football, call 1-900-773-2255. $2.69 per minute. Adults only.
Orlando leading 32-0 at the half, and there's a great tradition in golf called a mulligan, and I'm sure Chan Gailey about 3 minutes into this game was hoping he could have called and taken that mulligan right up the bat.
Absolutely. You just don't expect that kind of thing to happen, and once it starts happening, it's hard to get it stopped. And again, the worst thing for Birmingham is they can't play in this kind of a game. They need the game close and tight, and they just can't score points quickly.
It began with a punt that Orlando downed inside the 5, and Norseth tried to throw a pass out of the end zone and paid the price.
Again, he didn't have anybody open, and the protection fell apart, and boom, they're down 2-0, and it's going to get a lot worse very fast.
And Cilio and Willie Wyatt combined. Orlando took the free kick, moved into Birmingham territory, and Mitchell went deep.
Well, you see Scott Mitchell scrambling. Watch him fake the run, then throw, and he throws with about 6 inches behind the line of scrimmage, on the run, kind of sidearm, with great accuracy to Joe Howard Johnson, who had about as good a half of football as you could possibly have.
That made it 9-0. Birmingham went 3 downs and out, and a low line drive punt by Kirk Maggio cost Birmingham.
Yeah, it was a very low. You can see Johnson coming up the field immediately, going right past the Birmingham coverage. Now he's loose in the secondary.
And those were 2 touchdowns within about 2 minutes by Howard Johnson that made it 16-0.
And here was really the backbreaker. They throw a simple out pattern. Frank, the cornerback, reads it. The ball's a little late in coming, and he steps in and makes the interception and is off for the touchdown. You get the feeling that the Orlando players are just playing faster and harder than the Birmingham players.
Everything a step faster. Birmingham missed a 42-yard field goal. The Thunder come back down the field, and Mitchell makes a great scramble here.
You know, and they got a blitz on, and Hunter comes free and has got him, but Mitchell again steps around, scrambles, keeps his eye down the field, hits Willie Davis for a touchdown again.
All right, now what, if anything, can Orlando try to do here to reverse this?
I don't know what they're going to do, but you got to look at Chan Gailey trying to do a great job of keeping alive, keeping the belief that his football team can come back. The first thing I think they have to do is just relax at halftime, not play with a worried look on their face, hope something good happens early, get them going again.
All right, well, we'll see how evangelical Chan Gailey really was at halftime. When we come back, the second half is next from Orlando on USA.
Get down!
To save
save his family.
Sean Miller escaped.
Jack Ryan must play a deadly game.
I don't care what you have to do. You just get him.
Harrison Ford, Patriot Games, rated R. The games begin June 5th.
You were here. He has the traveler's checks here. That is a problem. Well, was. Now there's American Express traveler's checks for 2. The first checks either of you can use. Don't leave home without them.
This quality adjustable bed costs 50% less than these 3 quality flatbeds. 50% less. Yet Craftmatic offers these advantages over flatbeds. First, it adjusts electrically at the touch of a button, so you can read in bed, watch TV in bed, snack, chat on the phone, do a crossword puzzle, and relax and sleep in wonderful comfort. Plus, if you suffer from low back pain or edema or swelling of the legs, unlike any ordinary flatbed, an adjustable bed may temporarily provide relief. Call toll-free to receive this free adjustable bed catalog by mail. Get the facts about the adjustable bed that costs 50% less than all 3 of these quality flatbeds. 50% less. Call for your free catalog now.
Call toll-free 1-800-231-6600. That's 1-800-231-6600. Call toll-free 1-800-231-6600.
The Budweiser Halftime Report has been brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers. With that clean, crisp, cold taste, nothing beats a Bud.
Well, you know what, John? Your prediction did not come true. They're still awake here.
Yeah, they are awake and they're enjoying it. And it's too bad they didn't get this kind of a crowd early in the year, because I think they'd have kept coming back, because Orlando is an exciting football team, and they're certainly playing at their best tonight.
Eddie Britton will field the second half kick for the Birmingham Fire. And he finds some nice running room, and Eddie Britton is out near the 40. Tackle made by Mike Nettles of Orlando. Of course, the big number, 32-0 on the scoreboard. Here are the rest of the first half numbers. Yeah, look at that. Look at time of possession. How meaningless that can be.
Yeah, that is a meaningless stat for the most part. It's just the fact that Birmingham had to get away from their game plan. They had 20 yards rushing, which is, it's just, you just can't have that if you're that kind of a football team. And worse than that, 32 yards passing after a lot of passes.
32 points by Orlando, 16 by the offense, and 16 by either the defense or special teams. Mike Norseth. Not a good decision. Norseth would probably be better off running that football.
Yeah, that looked like a lateral almost. Again, trying to, you get yourself in this place, you try to find big plays, and you try to have that thing in your head, I got to make something happen, and you almost had a disaster there.
Chan, 114, 115 goes to the weak side on out of hot. 115, 114. Okay.
They lose 2 yards on the pass to Britton. Second down and 12. Norseth will run this. And he goes out of bounds standing up. And again, Glenn Rogers going up to talk to him a little bit, but Norseth gains some yards there, gains 6.
Here's a look at a coach just desperately trying to find something that works.
128 sweet. Tony D.
You get in that position, and all of a sudden the numbers on those play cards start getting blurry. You can't read and you can't think, and you just have to keep fighting.
Getting eaten up.
And he certainly hasn't had much luck so far in this game either.
Down. Just completely abandoned any pretense of running the football. Give it out to the H-back Avery here. Schoenwolf pulling, but Orlando stops it shy of the first down. Carl Dunbar.
Well, here's a big decision for Chan, and whether to go for it now. He's going with the punting game, it looks like, or maybe a fake punt.
Well, he's got 4th down and really only a yard. So Kirk Maggio. Yeah, let's do the punting, and again, Birmingham getting a good kick return. They started the half in good field position, but unable to capitalize. And that man scored 2 touchdowns in the first half. rush coming here by Orlando. Peeled back now. Maggio again, another low line drive punt. Oh, and Joe Howard Johnson came close to getting through on that one. He was tripped up by Junior Jackson. 35-yard punt and a 10-yard return.
Anytime you punt the ball that low, the receiver gets a chance to attack the defense. They're almost going in opposite directions there, and that's what you're begging for when you're looking for punt returns, and they almost had the break again.
When these two teams met 2 weeks ago, they had a real controversial play when Maggio punted a ball that went into the end zone, was batted back into the field of play by Birmingham. Everyone assumed it was a down ball, but Joe Howard Johnson picked it up and ran it 90 yards for a score. Flags down as Darryl Clack carries to the 30.
It's going to be offsides on Birmingham. Again, give the Thunder 1st and 5.
Helen McDaniel's the man that jumped.
Okay, had man on the last one on 3rd down, cover 3, made it look like 0 extra back, but it was cover 3. Say that again now. 2nd down was cover 3. He made it look like 0 extra back. Right. It was cover 3. And the first one was the same. I think it was just base 3. Okay. They just playing zone then, right? Except for the 3rd down.
And Chan Gailey talking about Orlando's defense. The Thunder offense clicks. Mitchell to Howard Johnson. That's nearer a 1st down. James Henry on the tackle.
Up too quick, not setting up his block.
It is a 1st down.
Inside and bounce it out.
It almost looks like now, John, you see his concentration wandering a bit.
That's the hard thing. You just can't keep the negative thoughts from coming in. And it's try as you will. It's pretty tough.
Thunder are going to have to hurry to get this 1st down playoff in time. And Mitchell does with 1 on the play clock. And he splits that to Ford. And he is inside the 15. Chris Ford. Another perfectly thrown ball by Scott Mitchell.
Before this game, I wondered a little bit about Scott Mitchell's ability to throw that ball in the vertical passing game down the field. But boy, he is pretty much proven. Look at that throw. That's about a 25 or 30-yard pass down the field, right on the money. And he had a lot of speed on that ball. Very impressive.
50 yards on the pass from Mitchell to Ford. And now Orlando. They're right back with Roger Vick. He's tackled for a loss.
Yeah, it'd be nice if you could put these points in the bank from now on. Say, well, we'll save that and give us 7 to start the game. Here's a helmet cam. Hunter, the safety, again, watch him come up. Recognize run, come up and fill. Strong safeties have to be tacklers. They've got to be perhaps the toughest guys in the field. Two.
Flip out is incomplete. Mitchell trying to hit Joe Howard Johnson. He was hit himself by Maurice Oliver, who had a real good year for Birmingham. In fact, Gene Smith, their defensive coordinator, felt that he was the guy that was overlooked for the All-World League team.
Well, he didn't take the fake at all. He came up the field and after the quarterback. That's one of the reasons when they've given the ball to the back, that cutback play has worked underneath the outside backer who's coming up the field.
Pete Hurt and Stanley King on the side send in the offensive signals for Birmingham.
Go out. No, regular.
3rd down and 11. Wow. Johnson was just standing there, and then he got popped by Arthur Hunter when the ball arrived.
Well, it was a pattern. I think the primary receiver got bumped and got knocked off the pattern, and Scott was just sitting there waiting for something to happen. Here we look at Art Hunter. We get a chance to look and listen to him. Here he's down, playing safety. You see the ball coming. He reacts to it, makes a play. Nice play, Art.
We couldn't see his eyes, but I'll bet you they got awfully big when he saw a free shot. Had a receiver there. Field goal try of 30 yards. Another high snap. Criswell put it down nicely. I'll tell you, Criswell's been an unsung hero today. He's handled some high snaps nicely, and Bennett kicks it through. John Robert Holland, irate.
Well, he got held on that last play.
35-0, Orlando.
It's the first week of spring training, and a bunch of nice old ladies show up.
Say cheese. Wonderful.
Nice, until we started working out.
You call that exercising?
Hey, Grandma, I don't see you doing it.
We finished? In your dreams, homeboy.
Finally, cold buds for everybody.
Attaboy.
Introducing tire foam from Armor All. One spray, and even old tires look great. Kind of makes you wish we made car foam, doesn't it? New tire foam from Armor All. Just spray, walk away.
River Run, Shimmering Bay, Crystal Lake, Aqua Sea, Kawasaki, it's where I wanna be.
If where you want to be is where the action is, hop on a Kawasaki watercraft. Either the jet ski sport cruiser or the tandem sport will give you all the excitement that two of you can handle.
Kawasaki, let the good times roll. Kawasaki.
All of them wearing lime green. Did you ever think you'd see that day in your life, John, when a professional sports team would be so attired?
You know, the lime green looks pretty good right now. Yeah. You know, it's funny, whenever a team is playing good, everything about them looks good.
Well, you see something that we haven't seen this year. Sean Moore appears to be poised to enter the game for Birmingham on this possession. Tracy Bennett kicking it. This will be a run back chance for Eddie Britton from the goal line. Flag flying from behind, and Britton stopped shy of the 20. Wayne Dixon on the tackle for Orlando.
And there's a penalty which is going to set them back further. They're going to start their offensive around their own 10 here. You know, I think it's maybe subconscious that referees, when you're losing and not playing well, the referees just seem to focus in on you and add to the misery that you have. And, of course, part of it is that you're not playing well and making those kind of errors. We're going to see Sean Moore for the first time this season, really.
Illegal block in the back. Above the waist during the return. Number 51, half the distance to the goal. First down.
Junior Jackson of Birmingham is the defender there. Mike Norseth, 6 out of 17 for 30 yards. He punted on the quick kick for 56. He punted for more than he passed tonight.
Well,
that kind of night.
One of those nights. Sean Moore.
Because if you stand it.
Starting from the 9-yard line. And Moore flips it out to Kirkpatrick, complete. And he's out to the 14. So a 5-yard gain. This is LeChan Galen.
Orange left, hot 628 wheel under.
Be ready, okay? Rick.
Well, he's got a new quarterback in there, a man who really hasn't done much for a while. He's got to go in and have fun. Looks like he is having fun. I'm impressed with that kind of a look. Just, hey, gang, let's just go out and do it and let it happen. He was a great quarterback at Virginia.
Sean Moore led Virginia to the brink of a national championship in 1990. Flips that one out incomplete.
Again, there's that blitz where they just can't pick everybody up, and it gives the quarterback no chance at all to throw the ball. Now they're coming up on 3rd and 5 again, deep in their own territory.
3rd and 5. Okay, here we go. Let's go with the 209 dig post. Orange left, hot 209 dig post.
Why did Joe step down in there like that?
It's a lot of questions tonight.
Yeah, you heard the coaches upstairs, you know, questioning the decision on pass blocking. Here comes that blitz again, it looks like.
Well, they fall back. Only a 4-man rush. And the pass very high and incomplete. Willie Boyer, the intended receiver. Boyer has not caught a pass tonight. The number 2 receiver in the World League all year with 57 catches. None tonight. And again, 3 downs and out for Birmingham.
The sad thing about a night like this for this team is they've done so well and they've played so hard and they've won so many clutch games, and it's just embarrassing to have it go so badly for you on your last time out.
Maggio standing a yard into the end zone. Joe Howard Johnson, this time a little better kick. The coverage is better.
Look out.
And still Joe Howard Johnson managed to escape several would-be tacklers and got it back close to midfield. Well, he's smiling. It's been that kind of night. The Orlando Thunder staring straight at a trip to the World Bowl.
This year, the Lake Edna Players present the Wild West Review. Tonight, director Lauren Clark tried to motivate her cast of cowboys with new KFC honey barbecue chicken.
Fried chicken glazed in a special sauce with a touch of honey.
The chicken was unbelievable, as were a few of the performances. Try the 2-piece honey barbecue roundup meal, just $2.99, or the 8-piece meal, just $9.99 for a limited time in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
Straight answers from Sally Struthers on ICS.
Sally, will I really make more money after I train through ICS?
Just compare your present salary with the money you could be making in any ICS career.
Sally, can I really train at home?
Absolutely. Over 10 million men and women have. Just call this number for free facts on any one of these courses. High school, TV VCR repair, child daycare, computer programming, electrician, veterinary assistant, medical dental office, bookkeeping, legal assistant, interior decorating, drafting, hotel restaurant management, learning the personal computer, or get your degree. You can major in business management or accounting.
When is the best time to start?
There's no time like the present, so call now.
Call now for the free information Sally Struthers spoke about. Then decide if you want to train at home for a better career, to make more money. Call 1-800-382-2500. There is no obligation. No salesman will visit you. Call 1-800-382-2500.
When you watch TV, you like to see lots of big names, right? Hey, they're on USA.
The turn, I guess.
And I thought by now Pete Kaharczyk would be over there telling, hey, guys, I got a great restaurant in Montreal. We're going to have dinner there Tuesday night. A table in the back, nice red wine.
Nah, when you're winning, you love to talk about it.
Roger Vick carries on the first down play for Orlando. We have 7:25 to go in the third. There's Charlie Bailey in front. He is the defensive coordinator for the Orlando Thunder.
Well, things are going Charlie's way now. He can sit there and kind of pick his nose and kind of say, hey, this game's not too hard.
I never knew that was part of the coach's job description. Joe.
Oh, that's a sign you're way ahead.
Second down. And nice reversal of field by Davis. And Willie Davis is down inside the 40. Now, what's fun about the World League, if you're winning, and not so fun if you're like Arthur Hunter, whose helmet cam we see right now, 36-man rosters, you get a game like this, you got to play it out. There are no reserves to come and finish for you.
You can't say, hey, you take it for a series. You know, I think the salvation of the World League may be, in fact, what's happened to Scott Mitchell here this season. Here's a guy that started this season inexperienced in professional football, has had a great season.
Oh, well, he got that over Tracy Sanders and right into the gut of Grannis Bell, but John Miller broke it up.
Ted, this is a great display of passing. We're seeing this guy put the ball on the money all over the field, to the left side, to the right side, short passing, long passing, scrambling. Watch this ball go right over his face. That's a beautiful throw.
Yeah, it would have been out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
But
that throw was exactly what. And don't tell me anything about the competition in the World League. That's executing the quarterback position well.
Roger Vick brought down for a big loss. Arthur Hunter made the hit for Birmingham. Once again, the head Hunter through helmet cam.
Well, we've enjoyed a look through helmet cam this year. It's one of the most innovative things to come into sports television. You see what the player sees, and you get a feel of what the football game is like. Art Hunter, who's a very tough football player, you get a look right in his eyes, and I think that's marvelous. television.
As we are wont to remind people, the Emmy Award-winning helmet cam. Third down. And 15 here from the Birmingham 45. Blitz coming on Mitchell. This time he can't get away. And there's still a pass almost caught by Willie Davis, and now a flag is thrown. And that, let's see, thrown with an offensive lineman standing down the field. Let's see if that was the
well, it's going to come up fourth down. I think they'll decline that and try to get the ball back as soon as possible.
Yeah, there are a couple offensive linemen standing out there inside the 40, and that's what the call is. But that'll be declined, and Birmingham will get the ball back via a punt.
Ineligible lineman on the offense, number 68 downfield. Penalty is declined. Fourth down.
Tom White, a veteran NFL official, the officiating, I think, in this league has been good this year, and it's again a great opportunity for young officials in the NFL to get a chance to learn and perform and improve.
That one just sneaks in from Ray Criswell, a punt in the end zone. So Birmingham will start from the 20-yard line with 4 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the third quarter. Orlando started early, and they have been relentless, leading 35-0. Perhaps the least important person in the stadium is the place kicker of a team who's behind by 35 points in the second half. Well, Doyle knows that the chances may not be too plentiful for him the rest of the way.
It's interesting to get a chance to look at Sean Moore. He's a man who hasn't had a chance to develop his skills yet in his young pro career.
That's a pick. Todd Crum has it on the deflection. And he's inside the 20. So Todd Crum on the interception. Pass was deflected right into his hands, and Orlando gets the ball right back.
We got a great helmet cam here coming up with this ball coming right at Andrews. Here again, sitting in the zone. Here's that ball coming.
Catch it, Rick. Come on. That's why those guys are linebackers.
Great look. Isn't that a great look? That's why he's a linebacker. He always wanted to be a tight end. And when he was third day in high school football, they threw him that same pass that get over on the other side, kid.
And now at the 16 of Birmingham. And inside, nothing there. Tommy Stowers carrying the ball for the first time out of Missouri, 235-pounder.
Tommy Stowers, the ball carrier.
Nothing there for the Orlando running back. It was Rick Andrews wearing helmet cam tonight.
University of Washington player. He's got to be happy. His Huskies have had one of the all-time great years this year in college football.
Ball at the 17.
Well, for Sean Moore, he's learned quickly what it's like to be back in a ball game.
Well,
Mitchell wide open. Willie Davis for 6 more. Third touchdown pass thrown by Scott Mitchell. The second one caught by Willie Davis, and it's 41-0.
Well, I think we've seen the last of Scott Mitchell. They got to get him out and start getting him thinking about next week. They're going to the World Bowl, and again, look at that ball. He's just on the money tonight. This guy's going to be an outstanding quarterback. He already is at this level of football. I think he will be at the next level, too.
Tracy Bennett puts through the point. It has been quite a night. Scott Mitchell made that rather strong statement in the Miami paper yesterday that we mentioned, and he's backed it up tonight big time.
Well, what it indicates to me that I think that for every NFL general manager or head coach, this is an example of getting ready for the future. They get your young quarterback playing, and he's matured very well.
Yeah, Galen knows where he's going in Montreal.
To
solve a mystery.
Who are we looking for here? IRA terrorists or some ultra-violent faction of the IRA?
To stop a killer.
This is who we should be looking for. We find her, we'll find them.
To save his family.
Sean Miller escaped.
Well, what does that mean?
Jack Ryan must play a deadly game.
How many are coming? Where's Sean Miller?
Based on the best-selling novel, Harrison Ford, Patriot Games. The games begin June 5th. Rated R.
We were all tied up on the Delacourt case, unable to identify the mystery blonde. Luckily, Louis was back. A Freedom Zoom camera.
With Minolta's unique eye start, Freedom starts zooming before it even meets your eye. So, when you can't get to the picture, Freedom zooms the picture to you. And fast. Shoot!
Look at this. It's our secretary. Looks like she takes more than dictation.
Americans choose the freedom to zoom.
Only from the mind of Minolta.
Every shot is a blast of sound. The harder you hit it, the bigger the boom. Boom ball. Play it outside, play it inside. It's what excitement sounds like from Catacomb.
Willie Davis has caught 2 touchdowns tonight. Joe Howard Johnson caught another one from Scott Mitchell. And it's 42-0. Less than 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. That goes through the end zone. Well, the future of the World League hopefully will be resolved shortly. And recently, Michael Barkan had a chance to catch up with Kansas City Chiefs owner Lamar Hunt in Montreal and ask him his feeling about the World League.
Well, my feeling is there should be and will be, yes, but I would want to reserve. I can't speak for the full 28-member NFL ownership. But I'm an optimist. I'm an expansionist, an optimist, and I believe the game of football is a growing game, and I think we've got to do some things to structure the World League better, but my feeling would be, yes, positive.
Birmingham starting at the 20-yard line now with Sean Moore. They hand the ball off inside to Harris. Harris, just his 3rd carry tonight, and the ball's free. And it's apparently a live football. And Orlando covers it. Now, let's see. Now they're going to blow the play dead, I believe. Now, let's see. One official's back at the point of the play, calling it a dead play.
The player was ruled down by contact. The ball still belongs to Birmingham. 2nd down.
That's a great call, whether he was down or not. Yes. It's a great call. Just to, you know.
Just for competitive
and it also
balance.
Happens to be the right call. He looks like he was down, but
you just wish they could make it a little clearer so you don't have 27 guys banging around, potentially hurting themselves for a football. 2nd down now, the 24-yard line. Eddie Britton on the catch, made one man miss, and Britton has a 1st down for Birmingham.
Well, there becomes a point in the game where we've still got about 12 minutes, 17 minutes to go in this game when you get to the point as the losing coach say, hey, let's just get this baby over with. You want to keep that clock going somewhat. In the World League, on a completed pass, that clock does continue to work so they can throw and the clock still runs down.
Good, good.
2:45 to play third quarter. Birmingham with a 1st down. Sean Moore's first down as a Birmingham quarterback this year. Handoff is to Harris. And he's going to get another 1st down. Strong run out near midfield.
Picked up by number 51, Dean Murkowski.
Listen to Chan Gailey. We will catch up on. We'll get your thoughts on the Lamar Hunt comment in a moment. Leaning back in his chair, Gene Smith, the defensive coordinator.
No joy in Birmingham tonight, huh?
They're coming here.
Here's the blitz coming. You kind of hope they'd have some mercy here.
Wow. And Moore just unloads it, flips it away. Bryant all over him.
I think we got a penalty downfield. We've got I think a holding downfield, or perhaps a an offensive lineman downfield. I'm not quite sure. It looks like that's what it was. Umpire, that's the most offensive lineman downfield I've seen in years.
You know, John, it was interesting to hear Lamar Hunt talk about the World League future and being so bullish on it. It's a great man to have say that because, of course, he founded the Dallas Texans in the old AFL in 1960. He went through all of this. He knows what it takes and what growing pains you go through in a fledgling league.
Well, I would think NFL general managers, head coaches would be eager to get more players playing in this league, not just the end of your roster, but promising young players.
That's it.
Because
Scott Mitchell's, Sean Moore's, as you said.
Absolutely. Get the young player an opportunity to play.
Eligible lineman downfield, number 74 in the offense, 10 yards, still first down.
Ted, I've been very convinced in my exposure to the World League that the men coaching in this level are outstanding coaches. So if you entrust one of your players to a Shan Galley or a Galen Hall or any of the other, Coach Riley from San Antonio, Coach Stevenson from Sacramento, you're going to get as good coaching for a young player as you can have.
And again, sometimes it doesn't work. That's the Sean Moore experiment this year, but the Scott Mitchell one's paid off great dividends. Here's Eddie Britton. And Eddie Britton upended Todd Crum. And nice open field tackle.
Well, they're playing free and with abandon, and they're just moving quicker than the other guys.
Bring it back.
Well, coming up near the end of our game tonight, we'll present tonight's Edge Helmet Cam play of the game.
Well, I think we all know what that was.
Yeah.
That was one of the great views, and you know that helmet cam has been such a great thing. I look forward to that as much as anything that I've seen for a number of years.
We have Sean Moore being harassed and being brought down. Racine Keaton, linebacker out of UCLA, with the sack for Orlando. It's their second of the game. Hey, John, we talk about helmet cam and the views it gives us. The technology's wonderful, but you know something? The people. And we've had outstanding work by our crews all year long that have helped make helmet cam and the audio that we hear every week possible.
Yeah, it puts you a whole new dimension about your sense of being in the game as opposed to being a voyeur from way up in the press box somewhere.
Back up, Lee. Back up, Lee.
Further convinces you that sometimes you must have a little bit of an edge to be a linebacker. Those headhunt and safety moves. Moore got walloped there. Oh, he got smacked. And that was Wayne Dixon. And Sean Moore is welcomed to the world of professional football rather rudely by, you mentioned, a team that's playing carefree right now.
Well, again, they're just laying their ears back and coming. They're coming with a lot of pass rush stunts. There's no reason not to.
The third quarter comes to an end on this play. And the Orlando Thunder are looking at a spot in the World Bowl.
Sharp.
What you need in copiers is
Sharp. Sharp. Sharp thinking about business.
It gives you the award-winning Master Series, Sharp's most advanced high-speed, high-volume copying system.
Sharp thinking about copiers.
It's built into our full line of copiers to make your business more productive.
Sharp. Sharp.
More cost-efficient. It's made Sharp copiers number one.
Number one.
In customer satisfaction.
Sharp thinking about business.
Bifocals. I'm gonna look just like my father. My grandfather. Wait, nobody'll notice the lines if I do some cool frames. Or something. This is not working.
For those who refuse to be seen in bifocals, we offer the perfect disguise. Verilux no-line bifocals. The vision you need, the look you want, none of the lines. Call for a Verilux professional near you.
When you need to know what's going on in the sporting world, there's only one number you need to call. 1-900-370-3322. Jim Fice Sports Extra at 75 cents per minute. Jim Vice Sports Extra provides you with the fastest and most complete scoring updates in the country, all in the official Nevada rotation. You're able to access the latest Vegas line, weather conditions, injuries, and much, much more. Call 1-900-370-3322.
Well, we have seen perhaps some future for the Miami Dolphins here tonight. Scott Mitchell, the quarterback for the Orlando Thunder, out of Utah, where he left school after his 3rd year and is getting some outstanding experience this year. With Orlando, 3 touchdown passes tonight and a convincing Orlando lead through 3 quarters. Kirk Maggio with the Birmingham punt and Joe Howard Johnson. A little bit of that return man arrogance there. He said, I can run anything back. This time he loses 7 yards.
Well, that's the punt Maggio needed in the first quarter, so early.
We've got a, looks like we have a flag down behind the play. No, perhaps not. Just a loose piece of equipment down. And Kerwin Bell is coming out to do the quarterbacking now for the Thunder. And you hear some warm applause for Kerwin Bell. He's crowd favorite, of course, because he played at Florida. He was the quarterback for the Thunder here last year when he had those kind of numbers and a wide open pass attack. Hands off inside to, looks like Roger Vick on the carry.
You know, Dick, this Orlando football franchise has made a real turnaround. They brought in Dick Beam as a general manager, Galen Hall as a coach, and this football team has really redone itself, and now is, you know, at the top of the league, going to the World Bowl. You know, they didn't get the kind of crowds that they wanted early, but now late in the season, the crowds are starting to come. But it's, you got to give a lot of credit to those 2 men, Dick Beam and Galen Hall.
Now Bell goes into the shotgun on 2nd down and 9. Oh, that's too high to Joe Howard Johnson, incomplete. It was interesting, John, in the World Bowl, looks like Orlando's going to be there, and Sacramento's a heavy favorite tomorrow. If that's the matchup at the World Bowl, you would have 2 teams that completely changed virtually everything on their teams from year 1 to year 2. Birmingham and Barcelona, the other playoff team tomorrow, are 2 clubs that stayed virtually the same from year 1 to year 2.
That's right, and what these 2 teams have, if in fact Sacramento does go, and that's going to be a tougher game than people think, but we're going to see the 2 really outstanding quarterbacks. And kind of the young and the old of this league. David Archer, who's had a phenomenal year, and you know, is finding a way back into the NFL because of that. Great year. Scott Mitchell, who's found respect and a future because of his year.
Running out of time on the play clock. They take a timeout early in the 4th quarter.
Will our new Lightning blade actually make your job as easy as this? Well, Lightning stays sharp longer, cuts easier than the blade you're using, or your money back.
Nothing works like Polaroid.
Hi, I'm Regis Philbin. You know, I've been suffering with back pain for years. I tried all these rubs. They worked, but I smelled so medicine-y. Then I discovered odor-free Aspercream. I just rub an Aspercream for hours of concentrated relief right where I hurt. It relieves the pain fast, and it's odor-free. That's the difference. Go ahead, try odor-free Aspercream yourself. With Aspercream, you'll get fast relief, hours of relief. And Aspercream is aspirin-free.
Chan Gailey, well, he did blink there. But the blinks are few and far between right now. for an obviously disappointed man who felt very good about his football team and the way they played to make the playoffs, but tonight has seen it all crumble, and it disintegrated rapidly.
Yeah, it sure did.
Wow. Well, Orlando has it now 3rd down and 9. They hand the ball off inside to Roger Vick, and Vick will be stopped short of a 1st down. Well, Orlando hoping that timeout that they had to call there will come back to hurt them late this 4th quarter.
This is the time of the game where Chan Galley should go down to one of those sideline officials and say, hey, keep that clock going, man. Let's get out of here.
Would a well-placed $50 bill help?
Yeah, just keep that baby going.
Ray Criswell to punt it. Low knuckleball kick goes out of bounds. Not a very good punt there, and it's out of bounds at about the 40-yard line of Orlando. So Birmingham will get their best field position of the game, just a 26-yard punt. Right now the Fire hope they can just get on the board.
How's that?
Great. I like these the best.
You got it.
I always tell my customers, be sure to take your credit card receipts. I should have listened to myself. Citibank for me? The other day I got a call from Citibank. Hello? It seems somebody charged some pretty fancy stuff on my card number. Citibank suspected fraud, but they said I wouldn't be responsible for the charges. I've seen Citibank look out for my customers. Seems they're also looking out for me.
Not just Visa, Citibank Visa.
I'm Cy Sperling, president of Hair Club for Men. If you have thinning hair, and this new booklet is something you should have. If you call our toll-free number, we'll send you our new brochure, which contains information about various hair replacement methods, including what the FDA has to say about the drug minoxidil. Of course, you'll also learn about Hair Club's new non-surgical polyfuse method.
Whether wet right out of the shower or blown dry before going out, it looks and feels natural, just like a part of you. Hair Club's new polyfuse method literally fuses top-quality human hair to your own hair.
Even when you feel around the perimeter of your head, I mean, you really cannot feel anything in your hair.
It really gave me more ways to be able to do my hair, and I could do it in more of a 90s fashion.
A new healthy head of hair can renew confidence and improve self-esteem. It may also bring out the best of who you are.
So make sure you call our toll-free number to receive our new brochure. It's loaded with information so you can make the right choice for yourself. And by the way, I'm not only the Hair Club president, but I'm also a client.
I thought you subpoenaed me, Mr. DA.
The Secret Passion of Robert Clayton on USA tonight.
Now back here in Orlando. Oh, my tickets were picked up tonight. That's nice to see. 12:51 to play, and Orlando leading 42-0. Birmingham starting from the Orlando 40-yard line with Sean Moore. And he hits Willie Boyer, who has his first catch of the night, and it's a 1st down inside the 30. Only the 3rd pass of more than 10 yards for Birmingham tonight. One of the oddest statistics of this World League season. Willie Boyer, the 2nd leading receiver in the league, 57 catches this year, John, and no touchdowns.
Well, Birmingham was a team that ran the football inside the 20. I think they had most of their touchdowns were rushing touchdowns.
Well, now Orlando, short a player, takes another timeout. Willie Boyer probably happy. He looks like he's moving a little slowly himself.
Well, he got his foot twisted that time.
Willie Boyer played at Michigan State. You talk about a guy that kind of got overlooked. They had Andre Rison on the other side and a running back by the name of Lorenzo White who wasn't bad either. And so Willie Boyer was a kind of forgotten man.
Well, he's been a consistent receiver, and he's been a really physical and brave receiver. He's cut that ball in traffic all year and has had a great year.
Tomorrow on USA, winning is the only way to survive this deadly game. Roddy McDowell and Mark Singer star in a USA world premiere movie, Encore. Tomorrow night at 7, 6 Central on USA. They will definitely be tuned in. From the 29, a 1st down for Birmingham. Fire had one scoring chance in the game. Philip Doyle missed a 42-yard field goal in the 1st half. Moore puts some hang time on that pass. And it's incomplete. Eddie Britton pleading his case with Todd Crum. And that from Thomas on coverage.
Here's a jump ball in the end zone. We're going to get a chance to see on the replay. As that ball's up, say, who can get up for this? Looks like the NBA player. Oh, he's up there. He just can't stay. You needed to call Michael Jordan and say, how do you stay up there when you get up? That's a good job when you got 2 or 3 people there. The guy that gets up first, if the receiver gets up first, can kind of con a pass interference sometimes. But he did a nice job of trying to get it up there and be the first guy to jump.
Sean Moore put a little something on that ball.
Yeah, he's got a strong arm.
2nd down at 10. It's to Jim Bell. The Birmingham running tandem of Harris and Bell has been a non-factor tonight. The early scores by Orlando eliminating that, and between the 2 of them, Harris and Bell have combined to carry the ball only 5 times tonight.
The Orlando defense has impressed me. They look much quicker, much more active than I think they were early in the year. They've made steady improvement. The focus on this team has been on the offense, but that's a good defensive team, and it's going to serve them well next week in the World Bowl. I think they will give a good account of themselves.
3rd down and 7. Again, Orlando showing blitz. And Sean Moore beats it. Nice pass and nice catch by Eddie Britton for a 1st down at the 15.
Well, that was a nice job by Moore. He had all the problems that you need as a quarterback. They were coming with everybody, and up to this point, they hadn't picked anybody up. He comes back, gets the ball off, and is accurate with the ball. When you throw against blitz coverage, a lot of times you have a receiver open. Here's Andrews trying on a pass rush. He gets stopped immediately.
Andrews almost jumped the snap count. He had to hold up for a moment. Moore on the bootleg. Nice job to avoid 1 man.
Oh, he got
and that is
Give it to him. Give it to him. Oh, come on.
Well, the man got caught there, and I'm not sure the official understood what kind of a call to make. And after a deliberation, he called Willie Boyer out of bounds.
Well, it was too bad it was a delayed call, and that was a great job by Sean Moore. You shouldn't take that away from him.
No, I think that was the right call, but again, it took too long to make. But I believe he made the right call. Willie Boyer has to get 2 feet in here.
He needs 2 feet to get in.
1 and...
Oh, that's definitely in. When you're down 42-0, you only need 1 foot inbound. That's a new rule in the World League this year.
And that's out of bounds. But we're going to get a flag here, I believe. Well, let's see.
Well, Sean fell down from the snap from center, but you know his athletic ability really, you can just see it already. He can scramble. He's got a strong arm, and his delivery is a quick delivery. Doesn't wind up. So here's a man with some real potential also.
No flag there. It was an uncatchable ball. The official signal. 3rd and 10. Ball at the 15 of Orlando. 9:10 to play in the game. Quick hit to Britton. Got a nice block inside, and Eddie Britton will score.
Well, that's the first one of those he's gotten up the field. All the other ones that they had tried, and that was a big play for them tonight. Britton kept going sideways. That time he got it up the field and ran right by some people. Did a nice job.
So the Birmingham Fire on the board as Sean Moore hits Eddie Britton for 6. There's the last cut. So he got by Crum, and that's what got him in the end zone. Now Philip Doyle for the extra point. So Birmingham with 8:59 to play in the game is on the board. People thought they might have seen this earlier this year. Sean Moore throwing a touchdown pass for the Fire. It comes late in a game that appears to have already been decided.
This summer in Barcelona, 12 of our best men will be bound by a common past, a common goal, and a common thread. Champion is proud to have been chosen to make the uniform for America's team. Because we understand, too, it takes a little more to make a champion.
Take a look at this revolutionary new car wax. Turtle Wax. New high-tech formula Turtle Wax. The no rubbing, no buffing, bring back the shine 12-month car wax. This is an old beater, but in just minutes, today's Turtle Wax safely brings back the shine. Get today's high-tech formula Turtle Wax. Watch out, some household detergents can strip car wax, so use Zip Wax Car Wash. It cleans safely and lets the Turtle Wax shine through.
This is not what you want in a shave. Now you've got the edge. With 6 rich lubricants. For less irritation, you've got the edge.
You were here. She has the traveler's checks here. There's got to be a better way. Here's one now. New American Express traveler's checks for 2. The first checks either of you can use. Don't leave home without them.
Ghosts, ESP, reincarnation.
Anything's possible when we take you beyond reality on USA. Join us for all new episodes, Friday nights.
We're liable to see an onside kick here.
We do, and the ball's free. And it's still free and finally squirts out to Birmingham. So the Fire recovers the onside kick just shy of midfield. It's Orlando's players that for the first time tonight are complaining.
I don't think the officials were very responsive on that play. I'm not sure the ball wasn't touched before it went 10 yards.
Okay, Tom White.
The ball's got to go 10 yards before a Birmingham player touches it.
Well, he did.
Jackson hit the ball, I think, that time.
I think it already had gone 10, though.
Well, that's why officials have conferences. One guy says it went 10, the other guy says no. I think Birmingham should have the ball. That's what they should be saying in there. Say, give them the ball. We want to see Sean Moore play a little bit.
Sorry, Tom, but we can't hear you.
That's a ball.
But we know what he said. It's Birmingham's football. John had just appeared in this, just from up here, it appeared Orlando wasn't real ready for an onside kick.
Well, they're in an onside kick formation. They had the second line up there close. I just don't know that they had their hands team where they put in receivers that are the better people at handling the ball.
Well, Birmingham back with the football. And Moore throws the underneath pattern to Boyer. Moves the ball into Orlando territory.
You know, Dan Reeves, the coach of the Denver Broncos, has an interesting situation this year. He has Sean Moore, a young quarterback, and they have drafted Tommy Maddox from UCLA. So conceivably, we could see both those young players in the World League next year.
And the backup job in Denver's open. Veteran Gary Kubiak has retired.
Yeah, so
that's why Denver wanted Sean Moore to play in the World League and get some experience. Boyer with that catch short of a first down. The reason Sean Moore's not playing, people say, well, why isn't he playing? Well, the way Chan Gailey looked at it, they went to training camp and he had Norseth, a veteran, Sean Moore, a youngster, and they let him battle for the job. And Chan just says Norseth won the job, flat out competition, and has not done anything since the season started to lose it.
Well, that's what this game is all about. It's competition, and the coach has to give the job to the man that earns the job. But you can see Sean Moore's talent. Just his physical gifts are significant.
Third down here. They're down short 2 as Harris gets the pitch and he won't get it. And it was Rick Andrews, Mr. Helmet Cam, made the first hit.
Again, you see the quickness of this Orlando defense. This is I'm a little surprised at it and very impressed with it. They are surrounding that football quickly. Here you see Andrews as a linebacker, comes off the tight end's blocks, comes underneath it really. That was a mistake by the tight end. You saw the tight end block into Andrews, then kind of wheel his body around, and Andrews took the inside, made a big play.
Oh, on fourth down now, Birmingham will go for it. Andrews surveys the alignment.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
It's 4th down and 5 here for Birmingham from the Orlando 45. And an incompletion. They turn the ball back over to the Thunder. Intended for Mark Hopkins, the tight end. You know, John, in all candor, what's going to happen if there is year 3 in the World League is there's going to have to be some decision made on those conflicting schools. The thought we talked about regarding Sean Moore. That gets down to what this league is. If this league is a developmental league and it's being funded in part by the NFL, then the Sean Moores have to play. That's what they're here for.
Well, they have to be given an opportunity to play. I think there's always going to be some controversy surrounding that, but what I think is clear is how important it is for the young player in the NFL to have a chance to continue to grow. We saw the best of that in Scott Mitchell. If I were still coaching in the NFL the year that Dave Archer had, I would be looking very hard at Dave Archer next year. I think David Archer could be very successful with an NFL football team this next season, particularly after the way his skills have been sharpened by his clearly outstanding year and his great leadership ability.
Scott Mitchell, no uncertainty there. He knows where he's going. Dave Archer not sure yet. His rates belong to Philadelphia. And of course, Sean Moore knows where he's going, back to Denver. And Kerwin Bell underneath here for Orlando. On the bootleg. Throws it out to tight end Michael Titley, and that's a pass to midfield, which will leave Orlando with 3rd down and almost 6. 5:45 to play. Can you believe that he was a quarterback once?
Play that dime.
Oh, he was a good quarterback, and he was a good quarterback on an outstanding Penn State team.
2 outside guys. We ought to be all right here, shouldn't we? Oh, yeah. All
most valuable player in the Gator Bowl game, 1961.
That's what they do in the heat.
Spent 18 years coaching with a lot of good people like Chuck Fairbanks and Barry Switzer at Oklahoma.
You don't know that. Come on, Rosie. Come on, Rosie.
Underneath, Kerwin Bell to Joe Howard Johnson. And that is a 1st down before he is collared by Fred Foggy.
I think if I were Galen Hall right now, I would have all of those guys that are going to be important next week out of that ball game.
Red.
No, it's
left pink.
Amazing about Galen Hall, John, is that here's a guy that when he ran into the problems that forced his resignation at Florida, Galen Hall, who was 49 years of age, went back to Penn State. Joe Paterno hired him as a graduate assistant at age 49. He did it for a year.
Well, that's again, you look at the kind of man he is and the kind of man Joe Paterno is. Probably a very difficult time in Galen's life. And Joe Paterno was there, and I'm sure he contributed a great deal to the Penn State program.
Junior Jackson hits Roger Vick down there for a loss. 4:15 to play. Orlando leading 42-7. The Thunder are headed to Montreal next Saturday. Brad Nessler, Boomer Esiason, and pending the permission of the Canadian government, Michael Barkan will all be there to bring you the World Bowl on USA.
What's the boot?
Enjoying poutines. Did you enjoy those on your first trip to Montreal this year, John?
I missed out on those.
Oh, come on, Kerwin!
French fries and gravy. I know it sounds like an awfully terrific combination to me.
Plus, 90 flat.
Orlando's out of timeouts.
Throw it away.
Let's hope it doesn't matter.
A 6-year-old in her first two-wheeler. My favorite kind of customer. But no sooner do they take off her training wheels than someone takes off with her bike. So her father calls the police, and then Citibank Visa. Well, the bike never turns up, but it turns out Citibank has a program that replaces it free. I see what Citibank does for their customers. That's why I became one.
Not just Visa, Citibank Visa.
Wow, there is a Thunder fan, huh? Probably has tickets for the next 17 Grateful Dead shows as well. 3:48 to play here in Orlando. Kerwin Bell, he's got a man wide open. And they're going to call him down by by contact. Grant his bell whistled dead about the 18-yard line.
Well, there's no more lonely man on this field right now than Chan Galley. He's over there standing by himself. There's nothing much he can do. He has done a great coaching job this year for Birmingham. This football team had to win every one of their last 4 games to stay alive, and they managed to do it. They didn't get great individual performance, but they certainly did a great job as a team, and I think he did a great job. Galen Hall certainly deserves Coach of the Year, but this man deserves some credit for being, for really a great job. It's just a shame the year has to end that way for him. You would like, if you're going down, to go down in the last second with, all flags flying, but he deserves a lot of, he's done a lot to be proud of.
Willie Davis on the catch to the 10-yard line. And John, we tend to overlook. Chan Gailey certainly did a great job. He got his team to the playoffs. Mike Riley's San Antonio Riders finished 7-3 and don't make the playoffs at all, which was very frustrating to everybody there. And Mike Riley deserves a lot of kudos as well. Did a fine job.
There's some really outstanding coaches in this league.
Roger Vick carries the ball down to about the 6-yard line. Well, we've relocated Michael Barkat. Where are you, Mike?
High end zone, Ted. And I'll tell you, the Orlando folks were concerned about attendance. They wanted about 30,000 people for tonight's game. They got just about that. I'm in the end zone with the Thunder Nuts, and these guys are some of the biggest rooters in Orlando. Let me show me your stuff, guys. Come on. The Thunder Nuts. Here we go. Woo! I don't know what they're saying, but I love it. I'm going to have a seat.
Mike fits right in with that group.
He does. Wonderful recruiting job, guys.
Great job. Great job, guys.
What is that? We have a 2-minute warning here in Orlando.
Shine a light on you, shine a light on me. Keep your Bud Light shining for everyone to see. Cuts clean through your thirst, never leaves you flat. Outshining all the others that from Bud Light shine.
If you're into looking good, get into Bud Light. Clean, fresh taste won't fill you up, never let you down.
You can taste it, you can feel it, you know you got it right. Everything else is just a lie. Keep your Bud Light shining. Everything else is just a lie.
This is not what you want in a shave. Now you've got the edge. This is the shave with 6 rich lubricants. This is the shave that reduces irritation. This is the shave. For less irritation, you've got the edge. Edge, proud sponsor of the NBA Most Valuable Player Award.
The Edge Helmet Cam Play of the Game is brought to you by Edge Shaving Gel. For less irritation, you've got the edge. And what does Helmet Cam bring us tonight but the should-have-been intercepted ball by Rick Andrews? Rick needs that stick-em, John.
That's beautiful, and he keeps his eye on the ball. He got that much. He just got too much tape in his hands. He got to get that tape off of his hands, and he's going to catch the ball. That's a great look at it, and boy.
That's right. Mickey goes to Montreal next week.
Well, we've got a
and
big
Mike
game.
Barkan, too.
And there's a big game tomorrow, Sacramento and Barcelona. We're talking about coaches. Jack Bicknell has done a great job for that football team.
Sherwin Bell rolling out, just kind of standing there, calmly waiting and throwing a pass that's incomplete. Intended for Tommy Stowers in the end zone and incomplete. Jack Bicknell has done a wonderful job because Barcelona's been gone for a month. They have not been able to be home and be at Montjuic Stadium because of the upcoming Olympics, so they've had to spend the last month in North America. But Galen Hall and his Orlando Thunder are heading to Montreal. They'll be leaving Monday to spend the week up there before the game next Saturday night. And a reminder, you'll see it right here on USA at 8 o'clock, 7 Central, next Saturday. Vic goes inside. Inside the 5. It'll be third down with 1:45 to play. Well, Galen Hall may be wearing that in about 1:45 seconds. Nice job, guys.
Stomp your feet and roar the thunder.
Well, John, I've enjoyed having the chance to work with you this year. This has been a lot of fun, and we need to thank our outstanding crew. We've had the pleasure of working with some tremendous professionals. Done a terrific job.
Yeah, it's been fun, and we've seen good football, and I think we have presented football in a manner that it just isn't seen on television, and I have thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah. Particular thanks to our statistician Debbie tonight, who's done a great job. Here's Kerwin Bell on third down, throwing incomplete.
Well, this is a point in the game where, I think they should be running the football. There's no need to get any more points on the board here. They should be running the football and just getting out of here.
Could Carl Dunbar be the perpetrator? They do need 2 buckets to cover Galen. Did you notice that? One bucket won't do?
Yes, they need about 4 buckets there. That's a 4-bucket shot on Galen.
Tracy Bennett here for a 22-yard field goal. And as Bennett drills it through, Galen got soaked.
You know, the interesting thing about this kind of win, they have to go back and play next week, and I'm sure that's going through Galen Hall's mind right now. Said, hey, don't do this to me. We got one more big week of work. And there's almost, you win this easy, and something kind of happens to you. And
why are the coaches?
That doesn't happen.
John, why are coaches surprised anymore when that happens to them?
Well, I just think you don't want to turn around and look at them and get it in the face. I guess that's what it is. I don't know.
I don't know, how do you score that for accuracy?
That's the same guy that missed the pass, so you can get an idea what kind of hands that guy's got.
Well, fortunately for Galen Hall, it's about 85 degrees and very humid here tonight, so that probably feels pretty good right now.
Yeah. Well, he had his team very well prepared, both emotionally and physically, and they had a couple breaks early in the game, but they were here ready to go and dominated the game from the outset.
They're getting everybody down there. So now Michael Barkan were really on the ball. He'd be down there getting doused. When was the last? Do you think Barkan's ever had a Gatorade bath?
No, thank you, Ted.
At some point in this game,
we going to the World Bowl.
I can remember back when I was an assistant at USC, and we had some big wins when John McKay was the coach. And by this time of the game, he'd get mad at something. So you go into the locker room, and his speech always was, "We are the second worst football team in America. Thank God we played the worst football team in America." So he always took a little edge off the celebration and tried to get you ready for the next one.
James Henry running this kickback for Birmingham as we're down to 52 seconds and counting. Well, next week, Orlando will be in Montreal. They will play the winner of tomorrow's Barcelona-Sacramento game. And you know what? All these players that go there next week will be thinking about, right? There's money involved, but they're all going to be thinking about a ring.
Yeah, and more than that, Ted, they're champions. You know, they got a chance to be champions, and that's what's the great thing.
But it's amazing how in pro sports, more than the money, it's the ring. And it doesn't matter what the sport is. The championship, even the London Monarchs last year, I believe, wasn't it Larry Kennan asked for his ring to be special delivered to him in Seattle where he's with the Seahawks?
Yeah. That's great.
They want the ring.
Against a team that Orlando has,
Ron Moore loops it out, and Kirkpatrick makes a nice catch and out of bounds. No, call that incomplete. No possession, an incomplete pass.
No, he didn't.
41 seconds remaining. And the Citrus Bowl is about empty now. I think most of the Thunder fanatics have gone outdoors to continue their celebration.
Well, we had a good crowd and a very enthusiastic crowd, and they got a chance to see a team play a great football game. And it's too bad there are more games here. You know, if this World Bowl were played here next week, we'd probably have close to a 50,000 crowd and a very loud and excited crowd.
28,000 was the 28,000 and change the announced attendance tonight. Ball caught by Hopkins, just shy of midfield.
Put the ball in the game.
And there's our KFC player of the game, Joe Howard Johnson, with 2 explosive first-half touchdowns. 1 a pass catch, 1 a punt return. Kentucky Fried Chicken will donate $1,000 in Joe Howard Johnson's name to DARE Drug Abuse Resistance Education.
Get out here, Tom. Get out here, Tom.
His pass is caught by Hopkins, who carries it inside the 35. And will stop the clock to move the chains with 5 seconds remaining. And on Monday, they're heading to Montreal.
Well, I'm glad
doesn't look particularly excited about this right now, John.
Pardon? Galen's thinking ahead. Galen's already stopped celebrating. He's already on the next one. That's a tough thing about a coach. You don't get to enjoy it very long. And he's already putting that game face on so that everybody knows.
The final play, an incomplete pass, and the Orlando Thunder, winners of the North American East, owners of the best record in the World League this season, are heading to Montreal. And the 1992 World Bowl, they did it in convincing fashion. They dominated Birmingham in the first quarter. Never let this be a game.
No, that's right. It was over fast. And, that just happens that way sometimes.
Much Galen Hall could do to console Chan Gailey after a most disappointing night for Birmingham. But joy for Orlando. The Thunder are going to Montreal. Winners 45-7. We'll come back to talk with winning coach Galen Hall in just a moment.